We are good to go. What episode number are we
That was
on?
what I was meant to be checking, and instead I was checking my face.
You got distracted by your beauty.
Is it 243?
If you got that right, that's insane. No,
Is
like,
it? I might be. I'm not far off.
no, you're absolutely right.
This is what I'm Yes, I told you, bro. I'll be listening.
That is insane that you got that right. You are absolutely
You
right.
are honorary third member for
It
real,
is
for real.
243. Hello, beautiful people. I've been gingered now. Because when your guest is a fan, it makes it so much more fun to record with them. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of the Receipts Podcast. Episode 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. It's your girl, Tolly T.
Sorry.
And it's
That was okay. So the energy levels were so good, it was so lit, and then I just fucked it up. I'm so sorry. Please take that from the top.
You feel like I can rework
No,
that?
not the whole thing. Just your name.
It's your girl, Tolly T.
And just call me Audrey.
And we have a special guest in the building. We have model,
sir.
presenter, host, the ever so stunning Leomie Anderson. Welcome.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be
Victoria's
here.
Secret model.
I
as
know,
well.
supermodel.
Like, all of
super.
you're actually a supermodel.
Don't drop the super.
Because that's the thing, you're actually right.
Yeah. Don't do the
Because,
super.
hey, have I posed for someone's clothing line before?
Some people might say we're models, isn't it?
We've posed for clothing
But
line.
then
you be
there's
doing
models
things.
and there's models.
So
honey.
we're models and there's a supermodel. In the modelling world,
We're role models. But you're also a role
you know
model.
what? Let's fucking go.
Yes, there you go. I like that one.
Let's fucking go. I love that. In the modelling world, what is it that you have to do? Sorry, straight into the question.
Yes.
That takes you from model to supermodel.
Well, okay. So in my opinion, the supermodel is someone who they have to grace like the cover of some kind of Vogue or do editorials for a Vogue or something like that.
You can talk your shit in this.
Yeah,
moment.
I know.
Yeah, please be taking the
Don't
things.
worry, my shit's coming.
Because
I'm just gonna get.
like, which I've done.
Oh yeah, okay, fine.
Talk your
Vogue,
shit.
which
Yeah.
you know, Italian Vogue.
Of course.
Done that,
Front
of
cover.
course.
Let's
Thank
go.
you,
Done
thank
that.
you. And obviously walk for like high fashion designers. But I think honestly, the supermodel thing is really about having an air where people are like, know that you're a model. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's more of an air thing at this point because a lot of girls walk for a lot of big brands, but they don't necessarily get the title of supermodel because there's models who walk for everybody, but if you would see them walk into a room, you wouldn't necessarily know. Oh my gosh, girls, you have aura, okay? If you're listening to this.
No disrespect.
Yeah,
But there's no Jenny Sequoia.
yeah, like for example, like to me, like male model, I'd say like Alton Mason, he has an aura. You know what I mean? He's out here, he's dancing, he's shaking, he's doing everything. He's kind of like a mini Naomi Campbell.
Okay.
And then Anok, like Anok,
Yeah,
like she's got, you know what I'm saying? Like there's,
she is a.
do you know what I'm
she is,
saying? Like there's girls and there's the girl.
Yeah. I think there's something very captivating
Yeah.
about, and you definitely have that as well. It's like a captivating, like people walk into a room,
definitely
you're
do.
like, oh, and also people see you and like, oh, you should model. Do you know that?
Yeah.
You should model.
Yeah. You want to know what? People used to say that to me when I was younger, but I used to think it was just because I was tall and they'd be like, oh, you know when you see a tall boy, oh, you should do basketball.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was like a real job that I could actually do. Like
Okay.
literally never thought it was a real job. And then when I used to get scouted and stuff, I'd be thinking, do these people know that I'm underage? But then I realized, oh, that's actually
the
the
even
thing.
better, the
That's
younger
the
the
thing.
better.
Yeah.
So is that.
Yeah.
I've got a picture to share with you. You know what I mean?
Oh.
This picture is from many, many years ago. And there's a story to this picture. So I used to work at a magazine. It was called Professional Hair and Beauty. It was not the coolest magazine in the world. But one thing we did get is we got invited to backstage at Fashion Weeks. And it was, you got invited by like TG Hair, like the professional hair brands. So you get to go backstage and just see like what's happening with people's hair, what they're doing or whatever.
Oh my gosh, was I crying?
And
about
there
someone
was
ripping my
one
hair
of
out?
them, I got into them, whatever. And I was just like, oh my God, it's Leomie Anderson. I was so gassed to like see you. I have to find this picture because I think it's on my Instagram.
I wonder what show it is.
And I'd have to show it to you so you can see from the show. Because
Yeah.
also, I'm wearing a suit.
Damn,
Yeah, I
you
was about to say,
got business.
what were you wearing?
You did not come to play.
It was like, the suit was giving business casual.
business
I want to
casual.
say.
Yeah,
I don't think I was wearing a suit because I was like, I'm ready for this job. I think it was
a vibe.
Because, oh my God, have I archived the picture? I can't.
Oh my
I've not
God, I hope
archived
I haven't archived it.
It was such a long time ago. I might have done it and then I kind of like, no, I have not archived it. It was main feed and everything. Selfies, Leomie Anderson. Thanks for taking control of my short arm failed me. Hashtag London Fashion Week.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yes, it was a sheesh fashion show, London Fashion Week. Oh my God, yeah, my long
Let me see
arm.
your long arm.
Yeah.
I took a selfie, and do you know my arms are short?
Your
I
arm
couldn't
was
reach.
it was too close to my face probably. I'm like, let's take it
Yeah,
back.
so you
Let's
was
get
like, oh, let me take it. And this was in 2014.
Oh
My
my
God, that
gosh,
was
you were
over 10 years ago.
babies.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
So
see?
yeah, like
That's what I'm saying, real baby.
and this suit, and I think it's from Sainsbury's. I don't know why.
But you want to know
all
what?
I
That was the
Yeah,
style back
like-
then, and I like you were giving professional vibes.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I can see my handbag like this as I'm carrying it because I was very like, I'm a professional journalist. I'm gonna go backstage. It's all gonna be great. But yeah, that was the first time I'd ever met you, and I was like, oh my God, I have to get a selfie with her.
Oh,
And I was just
look
so
now.
that's why it. So look at us now,
I know, what a full circle
chatting.
moment. Oh my God.
Was that all your one of the first big ones? The show.
Well, that show.
Yeah.
No, okay, that was during London Fashion Week. I think that would have been if it was 10 years ago. No, I had
Yeah,
my
over 10 years
first.
ago
Yeah,
now.
more than 10 years ago. So I did my first fashion week when I had just turned 17, and so I think that was maybe a year later.
Yeah.
My first big show was Marked by Marc Jacobs in New York, but I
That was your
literally
first show?
Yeah. But the thing is,
thrown
everyone's
into
like,
the deep end.
I know, babe. I couldn't even walk in shoes. Oh my days, I was
They
ruining
don't
these people's
teach you
shows.
guys.
Okay, so this is the thing. Back when I first started modeling, they did kind of try and teach you. So the guy who scouted me, his name is Anthony. Shout out to Anthony because I know he's gonna watch this. Love you down. He would sometimes do walk-in lessons at the agency, and he'd be like, visualize an invisible string, like pulling your head up. I was like, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling the string, but the arms is like giving like this, like, oh my gosh. And then I got these like platform heels from Camden, £20, like the prostitute shoes. Love them. And I was like, walk up and down my house trying to like learn. But honestly, you learn on the job. I can't lie. You can kind of prep yourself beforehand, but you really do learn on the job. So sorry to all those like shows where I tried.
I also feel though that's one of the things that differentiates like the supermodel is the walk.
Oh,
like, and that's like something that people like Naomi Campbell has a mean walk. Like that's always been her. That's always been her thing. Like I just feel like you can tell when some of the girls are shaking, but not in a good way.
Not in a good way. It's
Not
hard though. It's hard. Like walking in heels for a show is so hard. And it's so funny because people will be like, oh, it's so easy. No, babe, because like walking up and down is one thing, but these runways, they're long. They're long. You have all these people looking at you. You feel so nervous. And one thing that new models always get is like a frozen arm. So it's like you're so focused on just getting to the end of the runway that your arms get really stiff. And that's the stiffness that people can read. Or when your ankles start getting weak and you're like, you're still on the runway and you're just thinking to yourself, oh my God, my feet are literally.
I watch them videos of models falling.
Yeah, babe.
And it looks very, it
and
looks
like,
really like
this girl's gonna
quite
break her
dangerous.
ankle.
Yeah, and there's literally nothing that you can do because what
just
else?
to get up and just keep it.
Yeah, babe.
Do the designers scream at you when that happens? What
No,
happens
like you just
backstage?
come backstage and then like everyone's just looking like.
Because I just
they're just like.
I just imagine the designer being like, "You messed up my vision. You messed up my vision."
But you
Like,
want to
that's
know
just what I
what? Though,
see.
like, it's also like in that situation, it's kind of like everyone just kind of just acts like it didn't happen
Like,
backstage.
oh,
What else are you meant to do? Or I've had a show like when I was 15 and they didn't alter the dress properly and it was a strapless dress and I was so nervous that I didn't know that my boobs would come out. Well, lack thereof. Let's just call it nipples because I had nothing going on. And when I came backstage, I didn't know and I was still like frozen. They were like, well done. You did really amazing. I was thinking, amazing, something's wrong. And I just looked down and I saw my boobs were out and I was like, oh my gosh, this is hell.
That happened to me in Oxford Street once. I told that story.
Well, your
Wait,
boobs
what?
were
Your
out.
boobs came out? Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, totally.
It was a hot day and I was, do you remember them stupid little boob tube stuff? I think H&M used to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know this little boob tube was a white one? I remember I was walking down Oxford Street, it was a hot day, a denim jacket on, and I was just walking, and everyone was like smiling at me.
Yeah, you were like,
I look so nice today. I was thinking, I was like, I must look really nice today.
you did,
And then
girl.
some woman went, and I just, my breast was just,
Oh my God.
I don't know how long it was there for, but it was just, and nobody had told me. People were just smiling at me or looking at me with. I was like, oh, she's a hater.
No one's gonna.
Yeah, but you
And
know
it was
what?
the
You did look
time
great.
that New Look was still at Oxford Street.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember them stairs? It felt
Yeah,
like a moment.
yeah.
I remember walking down them
My
stairs in the
God.
moment, like titties out, thinking, oh, not realising that
Oh.
titties.
And you
We're
wouldn't have
on
felt the
show.
breeze because it was
Nothing.
a
It
hot
was
day.
such a hot day, and I just
My
did not
God.
know at all. But it was there. Hey, we've all had our tits out at some point.
Exactly.
It's actually very, very okay.
Mhm.
So, like from there and then to now, do you know what? I feel like your story of how you were founded precedes you.
Do you think?
I feel like it's how I knew about you before I knew about you.
Well, my coming home
Tell us
from
the
school.
story.
Yeah.
All right then.
Coming
right.
home from school
So-
in Primark, right?
No, not coming home from school. Primark. Primark is Jordan. But I was coming home from school too.
Yes,
and I just looked like a tramp. Well, I think I looked like a tramp. I had red hair, blue mascara. I must have looked like a flipping clown. But you know when you're experimenting.
Cool. Yeah.
You know? And then I was outside this bus stop in Wimbledon and this Canadian guy came up to me, the one who ended up teaching me how to walk, Anthony. And he was like, hey, have you ever considered doing modeling? But I'm not being funny. First of all, he had some McDonald's in his hand. I was like, he was like right up to me. I was like, oh no, I thought he was a pervert. And I was just like, stranger danger. I was like, anyways, I even got on the wrong bus to like distract him. I was like,
oh, you knew your stuff.
I was like, your stuff. Yeah, but you want to know how many girls would be like, and I just went with them to the agency or blah, blah. Not me, boy. I was like, ooh, you freaky, get away from me kind of thing. And then the next day he came back and my friend was like, that's the guy again. I was like, oh
what,
my
at the same bus stop?
Yeah, I was like,
he was waiting for you.
A pervert. He was like, no, I'm not a pervert. And I was like, that's what a pervert would say. And then he was like, no, like give this business card to your mom, blah, blah. And at the time, Leomie Campbell was still signed with the agency. So when I saw a picture, I was like, oh, this looks a little bit more professional.
Yeah.
But then I just put it on the fridge with a magnet and I was like, well, I'm underage, so I can't work anyway. So maybe in a few years when I go to uni, I'll think about it. And my mum was never someone to try and pressure me either. She was like, do you want to call them? I was like, nah, I don't think I'm old enough. So I just never called.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, literally just never called. Then a few months later, somebody else from the same agency came up to me and I was thinking, what are these people seeing? I genuinely didn't get it. Like, I was just like, why do people keep coming up to me, asking me about this modeling thing or saying I should do it when I'm clearly underage? I
don't want your face card.
Yeah, but I just, in my brain though, I just thought, just because I'm tall and skinny. Because even in my family, like, everyone's just, I was very academic. I was more into sports. I was more a tomboy. So I don't think it even crossed anybody's mind in my family even to be like, let's force her to do it.
Okay,
And my mum was one of those mums like, oh, what do you want to do this week? I'm like, I want to do trampolining. Okay, we're going to try and find you trampolining classes. I want to learn French, whatever. So my mum was like, do you want to do modeling? I was like, I don't know. And then when that second person came up to me and I gave it to my mum, she was like, maybe we should just go, like, do you want to see what's going on with them? I was like, yeah, I guess. So I went in, Primark pattern tights.
I knew Primark was there somewhere.
Of course, Primark was there. Primark was there for a lot of monumental moments. Shout out to them.
Yeah, Primark held us down, man.
Yeah, those all office shorts that they used to have.
Oh yeah. The sports,
you know,
short things.
The little shorts. I also had that. I had a fake Gucci belt. Exactly, city shorts. Yep. I had like fake Gucci belt. My little dolly shoes also from Primark, and I went in there like, hello. And yeah, I got signed the same day pretty much. And I remember there was a time when they left me and my mum alone to talk. And she was like, after smiling all these people's faces, she turned around to me and she goes, these people are not your friends. And I was like, okay, mom. Like, you know, waiting for the moment. Like, she was like, no, just letting you know, because everyone's coming up to you and smiling right now. But remember, like, these people are not your friends. And then a few years later, they brought up the fact that they actually overheard my mum saying that. And I was like, I wanted to die. They were like, oh no, we loved it. We loved it. And I was thinking, oh my gosh. But she was right though.
So my assumption is you get signed, and it's money. I'll be honest. If I was your mum in that room, I'd be like,
where's the check?
Oh, babe.
Take my baby, give me some money.
I wish. Yeah.
No,
I wish. No. And that's one thing I just would love for people to know and understand about this industry is that honestly, before you even see a dime, you're already in debt. So if anything, you're just, the debt is just there.
What do you mean? What's the debt? And like, how do you compare that?
Okay, so when you first sign to an agency, of course, they want to build up your portfolio. They want to put your pictures on the website. They want to do all of this. They're charging you for like every little thing. Okay. So when you're doing these test shoots, they're obviously paying the photographer or whatever. They're obviously covering it. Yeah, so it's almost like you just literally just in debt, but you're not really aware of this though. And in the beginning, I swear to you, they do not break down the cost of anything. You don't know anything. All you see is when you get that first paycheck, I'm like, oh, okay, like that first little £100. They're like, yeah, that's gone, babe. I'm like, what do you mean it's gone? Like, I just earned that. And they're like, no, you're like £5,000 in debt. And so,
that's
mad. Yeah.
Because I thought they would give you a portfolio for free because you hired me.
That's what I
was minding my business.
That's what I thought too, but no, it's a money business. And so a lot of girls, you already start out in debt. And it takes kind of years actually to work your way out of that. So for me, I've really started getting out of debt when I did my first fashion week in New York. As I said, like I did probably 200 castings. I was in New York for a month. And so first of all, you're paying for your flight to New York. Obviously, they're paying for it. And they're not trying to find you like the best deal on a flight. And also, any young models listening to this, please pay attention to your accounts because these people, they're not trying to find you the best deal. And sometimes they'll lie and say that a flight costs X amount and then it didn't. And they'll be taking like, there's all of that.
My dumbass would have been in first class.
Yes.
Babe, first
drinking
class.
champagne.
I was my money.
No, babe, I thought that I was going to be staying in some crazy America's Next Top Model inspired penthouse with pictures of them and these coloured bunk beds. Babe, when I walked into this shack, okay, it wasn't a shack, but it was like
shithole.
No, I'm not even joking. In New York, I was literally gagged. I was like, Tyra, lied to me. I saw this TV with a back, VCR.
I'm not that old, refrigerator, honey.
No, I wish the refrigerator was white. It was white with chips. I was like, the bathtub. Ooh, I still get goosebumps. It was brown. It had a permanent brown ring. I had to buy flip-flops to even shower. Like, I'm sharing a room with like 4 girls and we're all paying $1,600 each. And this is when and there's 12 girls in the house. So they're just making money off of us.
Wow.
And then you don't even want to provide us with even a crumb, not even a crumb of food. I was eating flipping tins of Campbell's tomato soup surviving. I could not cook nothing.
Your resilience is good because I would have called my mum, Mummy,
come and get me.
I'm coming.
No, but that happens. That happens. Yeah. That happens a lot actually. And when I was on a TV show called The Model Agency, which was on Channel 4.
I remember that show.
Yeah, so that was like my first show season actually. And they thought I was going to be some B-roll character because like the main white girl, India, they were like, oh, she's about to do everything. So she's going to be the star. Babe, she went to New York. She stayed there for maybe like a week, 2 weeks. She said, get me out of here. And her mum flew to New York, collected her and brought her back. My mum was not about to do that. Like my mum wasn't about to do that. She's like, well, good luck kind of thing. Because that's the decision I kind of made for myself. But yeah, you're broke.
Do you think you need to go through those things to appreciate it on the other side? Or do you think, no, it's not necessary to like struggle and have to live in a shithole and a dump and all of this stuff?
I wouldn't change it for the world actually, because I feel like it gives you a certain resilience and perspective that you just wouldn't be able to get if it was handed to you. And I feel like that's why models sometimes had a problem when like the Nepo babies first started coming into the industry. One of my next questions, yeah.
So we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it. Yeah,
I really want to know because who are the Nepo babies of the industry? Obviously, we know
Kendall Jenner.
We know Kendall Jenner.
Like Kendall,
Cindy Crawford's daughter.
Kai.
Kai
Gerber. She's Cindy Crawford's daughter. She literally looks just like her though. She eats that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
If they got the genes, fair.
Yeah, she does. She's a beautiful girl. And Cindy Crawford is my favourite model of the days.
Yeah, she's so stunning.
She's my favourite. Yeah.
And honestly, when they first started coming around in the industry, I will say that there's some of them who acted in a way that people could respect it. Like, for example, Bella. Everyone kind of loves her because when she came in, she wasn't trying to be different. She's going to come in, she's going to do the rehearsals the same.
Okay,
she's going to, do you know what I mean? Whereas some of the others, you can tell that they still see themselves as like, we're like,
celebrity first.
Celebrity, exactly. Right. And like those little things, the girls were not messing with that. Like,
what is the vibe backstage when someone like, because I imagine it, like, do you know when you watch television and they show the back end of, no offense, like strippers? Do you know like when you go to
and
they're all like changing,
fighting,
but they're all like the energy's a bit
and there's like
I would say it depends. Like more time than not, people just ignore them. Do you know what I mean? Not ignore them, but it's like if you're not gonna like immerse yourself in the group, then no one's gonna be like trying to. You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes won't name names, but I just know that certain Nepo baby, she was not getting good treatment backstage because she
wasn't getting good treatment from the other girls.
Yeah, from other girls. Really? They were not messing with that.
Is it because she came on a I'm Who I Am tip?
Yeah. So I think it really, really depends. The ones who come in, you can see they're doing the work because as much as someone like Bella, of course, she's going to be afforded opportunities that other models weren't. She was working like a dog, like doing 4 shows in a day, whether you're a Nepo baby or not, like that is hard work. And she was putting in the hours. Whereas some of them, I'm just going to do the one biggest show and I'm going to open and close that. And I'm going to get paid 10 times more than a regular model. And then if I don't want to do it next season, I'm not going to do it. Bella was like consistent. So she earned her stripes.
And how mean are we talking? Because remember the interview, which I'll never forget for the rest of my life, Leomie Campbell and Tyra Banks?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Nobody didn't remember shit.
They guys don't know. So there was like obviously the 90s supermodels. Yeah. Like they're like there's a bunch of them. And Tyra Banks had always spoke about Leomie Campbell not being nice to her.
Yeah.
Like
that didn't age. That didn't age well at all.
Yeah, it didn't age well.
A lot of things.
It seemed like Tyra Banks was this like really nice, hometown girl that's come along, whatever. And Naomi is Naomi, isn't it? And like obviously I've never met Naomi. Actually I have met Naomi. Then let me tell you a side story, how I met Naomi.
Oh, let's hear it.
No, she was lovely to me.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely lovely to me. And I was a dickhead. So,
that's a plot twist I didn't expect.
Tell you why. So it was a party. And she wasn't like, She was a lot shorter than what I thought she would be.
How tall do you think we are? Like 7
She
feet?
was just like really tall.
Yeah,
and she had like trainers on. She had trainers on and a hoodie, and I think her hoodie was up. And we're all talking in a circle. And I think everyone was just talking to us like, oh, so who are you here for? And I looked at her, I was like, that's Naomi Campbell.
Yeah, but that's good.
It was a Kendrick Lamar after party when he did L180. And I was like, oh, how come you're here? Like what, who are you here with?
So what do you do?
Who are you here with? I just said, oh, who are you here with? Like in the kind of like,
yeah.
And she didn't ask, just looked at me. And I said,
she's like, yeah, soon this girl's gonna get it.
I stood in my head and I was just like, okay, cool. I was like, well, have a good night, guys.
Oh my God.
But that's not that bad.
And but also like she wasn't, you'd think the story type, never be like, who the fuck is this bitch at this party? Because she has the power to do that. So that's the reputation that she has. So I asked that to say, how bad was it? Because Tyra Banks made it seem like Naomi Campbell made her life a living hell. And in this interview, Naomi Campbell was just like,
No, I feel like in that interview, and it's so iconic, and I love like model history because it is very like interesting to me, But in that interview, Tyra, like, it felt like a setup to Naomi. Because I feel like when Naomi was coming on, I think she genuinely thought she was going to be chopping it up with a friend.
I've been waiting for this.
She got there and there was no audience and just a spotlight.
But she was ready for that. She was ready.
And I don't think she came there thinking that.
Naomi Campbell does remember, but she thought you're not going to fucking
set me up.
Set
me up.
And she was just like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
And I was on the exact same thing because you're not setting me up.
And she was nice. She had a very pleasant demeanor. And I think maybe she was aware of what was happening because it's like, okay, if I'm mean to you, it's just going to affirm what you're saying. Kind of thing. But it felt like a setup because she always has an audience when she has guests. Why that one time there's no audience? It's just me and you with a spotlight.
There's a spotlight.
This episode is very important to me.
Yeah. Shut up. And she was like, were you aware of like how you made me feel? And Naomi was like,
no, I wasn't even aware. Because
in my head, how it went was that like, Naomi Campbell's Naomi Campbell in it, so she just didn't pay any mind. So I don't think she was mean. I just think she didn't pay mind.
And that's one thing I will say as well. But this is not just with models, with just anybody. It's like sometimes people just be having a bad day. And also, when you're doing a job where you have to perform all the time, that when you have those just chill times, it's not even that you're trying to be rude or anything like that, but people might read it as standoffish because they're just so used to seeing you like on 10 all the time. So maybe she just caught her at a bad time.
I think that's most likely probably what happened. Do you know, you're tired. I feel the same. Like if I walk into a room with other podcasters and I've been talking all day, like I might not be that friendly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've been talking all day. I want to talk to you people. There's nothing like, do you know what I mean? It's not personal, but I understand where Naomi's coming from.
I'll just be like, I do not recall.
I'll just be like, I'm on mouth arrest.
No, I can't actually believe Tyra did that.
No, that did not age well. But the whole America's Next Top Model thing, because I remember, because you mentioned the agency, and there was a whole slew of that. And obviously, like we do have to give Tyra her flowers for that.
I love that.
That time because it was the OG of modelling shows. You know what I mean? We didn't really know what went on backstage. But what I did want to ask you, because there were things that I remember so vividly from that show, is her basically being like, when you go to castings, she always said you should always go with your hair pulled back, minimal makeup, a white tank, and jeans. Is that true?
Okay, so for the longest period of time, that was true.
So badly.
But I like that you know your history.
We know our
history.
I mean? We know our stuff.
And yes, I personally still feel like that is still a staple go-to, especially if you're casting for beauty. Then it's like they don't want to see some colourful top. They just want to see like your bare face. But now things have changed. You can kind of wear your own thing, have your own vibe, because models now are not just a blank canvas. I feel like models nowadays, you are expected to have a personality, do more, have a social media presence. Whereas like back in the day, it was actually celebrated to be a model who didn't speak, who was just about what you do. And, you know,
like a hanging hanger, basically.
Literally. Like what was Kate Moss's phrase again? Oh, never complain, never explain. Like it was just a thing to be mysterious.
She had some phrases because remember she was the one that had that skinny. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
I mean,
wild,
very wild. It was very wild.
Oh yeah, wild.
We're back to
that though.
Yeah, I can't lie. In its own way.
We're back to that.
But it's been disguised
on
socials.
Yeah, it is mad.
That's so true.
We are definitely back to that. And as a millennial, it is mad seeing that. I was like, yo.
And we used to say that casually back in the day.
Yeah.
Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
I don't think you understand how much I thought God cursed me when he gave me thighs. So what the fuck is this?
It's mad,
back then.
I want a body image crazy.
I used to be so upset. Like, why do I have thighs? Like, what is... Like, get this off me. And also, there's certain ways that you're shaped, but that's not coming off
Yeah.
Like even when I was young and
Your
skinny,
DNA,
like I
yeah.
still had the thigh thing, and it's just like there's no getting rid of that. And hearing things like that as a menu, it's like, yeah, bitch, like
it messes
Bro,
with
that
your
was
mind.
eating disorder.
I know.
Premium.
Yeah.
Like
crazy.
So now imagine like how it was to be a model living in that, and like you're representing it. Oh yeah, of course you saw it, especially like when I was younger. It was very prevalent for young girls to have really warped ideas of how big they were and their size and stuff. And like what's so mad about the modeling industry as well is that most of the people who are telling us these things, they're just regular people, your ages, whatever. They're regular. They don't adhere to it, but they will make you feel bad about how you feel. Like I'll never forget coming off of a holiday when I was like maybe 18, and I walked in and they were like, "Oh, we can see you've enjoyed your holiday. We can tell by your neck." I was like, my neck, like, and I just remember being like, they were like, "Yeah, we can just see." I was just like, and bear in mind, I was still so skinny, like I was skinny, and I was just like, neck. But one thing about me, my mum's wordsy, people are not your friends. And I'm not even joking. Like, I never had an issue with my body image or whatever. Even if they were like, "Oh yeah, you should do this, you do," I'd be like, "All right, mate," and then I just wouldn't do it. I'd be like, "Oh well, if I feel happy with how I look, then I'm happy."
I saw a video the other day of this girl being like, "Oh, how to feel like you're eating 2 slices of bread." And she takes 1 slice of bread and cuts it in the middle into half.
Wait, what?
So you eat less. So she takes 1 slice of bread and then cuts the 1 slice of bread in the middle. So you can have like 2 slices. So it feels like 2 slices of toast instead of
that's way too much.
Just eat the 2 slices. Toast.
But when I'm imagining food, see.
No,
I'm no, babe. You're on some Willy Wonka thing. You're like,
thank you. The word of imagination. Get the fuck out of here. But I was like, wait, this is mad.
Yeah,
and I was
that's
like,
mad.
that's eating. And she was giving it as a tip.
Yeah, that's too much.
Mad.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, sick! I can't wait to try this." Just eat 2 slices of toast.
Yeah, it's mad though.
It's
if you're craving
mad.
it that much, you probably should just have it.
Just have it. Everything's about balance, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, just have your 2 slices. I'm sure you'll be fine. But it's sad because it was very perpetuated. I remember, like, especially living in model apartments, which I mainly did in New York. You obviously get to see an array of girls who come from all different backgrounds and who are all there for different reasons. And I feel so grateful being from London. Just having my family there supporting me, it made it so that like I didn't need to get too much in my own head about things because I'm like, I can always do something else. And that's what my mum always taught me. Is like, if you don't like it anymore, you can always just quit and do something else. Whereas there's other girls, if they're coming from, a small town in Eastern Europe or they're coming from wherever and they're supporting their families, they barely speak English, they're going to do whatever they can to make sure they fit into this box. So when these agents are telling these girls like, "Oh, you should lose weight," blah, blah, for them, it's not like, it's a serious situation for them because they're like, okay, survival. And I think that that's what's really messed up about the industry is that they make you feel like it's life or death.
Is it still so bad now? Or is that
I feel like it's not as bad now, but I feel like simply because social media gave models a voice and we never had that before. Now we can talk about things and we can complain about things and we can expose things. And also the consumer has been given a voice through social media. So the consumer can say, "I want to see people who look like me." Whereas before it was just like fashion is telling you what you want to see, this is what you need to look like. And then people had a voice. And that, I think that was the real game changer for the industry. And I think that now they can't really tell you, "Oh yeah," the way they used to. They'll be like, "Oh, you're getting fat thighs." No, they can't say that now. But of course, I feel like it's been rebranded into wellness.
Yeah.
And so, I feel like I'd definitely much rather hear someone say to me like, "Oh, maybe you should do a personal training session," than, "Oh, those thighs."
Yeah.
Like, like that. They used to be like saying it crazy. So I prefer the new way is better, but it's still very prevalent.
But also the thing is just saying it to young girls.
Yeah,
because
so it's never going to land.
That's
well.
17. You're not saying it to someone who's affirmed in who they are. You're saying it to a 17-year-old girl.
Exactly.
You were probably quite slim anyway. You're like, hey, you've put on weight now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think even like seeing runway pictures, it feels like you don't see as much of that very slim.
That is
anymore.
Good.
Yeah.
But
like,
that's
you don't
also,
see that as
it's
much.
because of the consumer though. I think it's because of the consumer, and also I feel like they've put in a lot more rules. And more regulations that you can't have someone who looks like prepubescent, skinny, this, that. Like there are, because I think recently, a few years ago, there was a campaign with a girl who looked like really, really skinny, and it caused a lot of uproar because they were like, "Why are we going back to this?" Blah blah. So things have improved, but I still personally feel that it's not because they genuinely care about like the health and wellness. I feel like it's just like not ticking a box, but Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think that they're happy about it, or they like, because obviously it's performative?
I
like,
think there were certain Italian designers that
are fuming.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing that years ago that the reason why models like have to be super skinny is because they want the focus to be on the clothes and not necessarily the body.
Yeah.
And when you have curvier people, it now becomes about, oh, look how big their boobs are, look at their bum, look at their waist, and it's just like we want the clothes to be the main attraction.
The main focus.
So yeah, do you think that like they're performing all this stuff about, you know, not wanting super skinny girls, and if they had it their way, they would still have it how it was?
Yeah, I personally think that if not all designers, but most of the older houses, I do think that they would just, because to them it's just, I think it's just easier to not have to think about those things. But I also think that's an excuse to say, oh, I don't want to have to think about boobs and bum and blah blah, but the women who are buying your stuff do have that.
So
I feel like it's a bit of a lazy
to buy
excuse. But I do think that if they had their way, but it's the same way, I'm sure if they had their way, they also wouldn't have like as many black girls.
And I think some designers are so bad. If they had their way, they wouldn't have shapes consumers wearing their stuff.
Yeah, exactly. They want it to be that
just
exclusive.
A certain type of woman that wears their stuff. Because you see it now when like people start wearing, like black people start liking certain designers, suddenly it's been ruined.
Sometimes they come out and speak against there's some of them have like spoken out like publicly against black people wearing their stuff, and I'm just like, to me, I'm just about the money. Like maybe I'm too money driven, but me, so long as my stuff is selling, I'm not necessarily precious about who's buying it. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're like a KKK member or something. But do you know what I mean? But they don't. They're really like genuinely precious about who is buying the stuff. Which is mad to me.
It is mad. Oh
my God, sorry guys.
I'll money too. Yeah.
Off topic. We were just saying about consumers of that. I have to talk to you guys about British hairstylists.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. When you talk about consumers, I think we're stuck in my mind. We must.
We must.
Have you had some experiences?
Because you talk.
Girl. Yes, I'm
and I love
always
that for
one
us.
to talk about hair, makeup, all these sort of things. And shout out to all the amazing hair and makeup stylists out there, because I love you guys, the good ones. You know what I'm saying? But I've had some crazy experiences.
So in case you are not in this world where you get treated like shit by your hairstylist, let's just brief you down. So basically, what is a normal schedule trying to get a thingy? You know, you're like, hey.
I even have anxiety.
I know.
I like this hairstyle. I've seen it on this girl's page. She can do it. I would love to get this hairstyle. You go to her, click the link to, firstly, there's hardly any slots, but you can find a slot.
There's never a slot. They're always booked for the month. Yep. But I've realised that's actually not the case often.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just making space for me.
I don't know.
I
don't think they do it full time sometimes.
Yeah,
which is fair. Like whatever,
your
slots are ready when your slots are ready, whatever. I find it annoying that they're like, slots out the 14th of March. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know when I'm going to want my hair. What do you mean?
Annoying.
I have to decide a month in advance that, I might want my hair done. I want to be able to wake up. Remember being in Nigeria and being able to wake up and just go and get my hair done.
And
then I thought, this is what white people feel like in England.
Yeah,
like things are made for you. So you can just get up and go to the salon. And I was like, oh my God, this is not how it's paid for. So anyway, you decide, you find if somehow you book a slot. You read a 2-page PDF. Terms and conditions. Hey, let's say you want a wig installed.
Oh,
come with your hair washed, blow dried, straightened.
No oil.
In fact, chemo.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost you £160.
Yeah.
And hey, it might be in my house in the middle of nowhere. And you're going to come to me a week before to drop your wig.
And I'm not going to give you the address until 2 minutes before I have to come to the appointment. So I don't even know what area.
2-hour distance from you.
I don't know the area. Oh my God.
I'm going to give it to you 2 minutes before your appointment. That's one of my worst experiences.
I hate that. Because you don't know when to leave. You don't know where you're
going.
going.
Is there parking?
My thing is, I'm very honest. If someone wants to do you bad, they'll get your address if you're working from home. Maybe, because I assume it's for a safety thing.
Yeah, same.
But maybe don't work from home then. And I know some of like, people are just starting off or whatever. But okay, then don't charge me £150.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry charging the luxury prices.
I remember back in the day when I used to go to aunties' houses to do their hair. I'm doing it because I'm paying house prices.
Yeah, exactly. I know what to expect.
I know what I'm paying for because their kids are going to run around me.
Yeah,
they're going to be going to go cook me away. They're going to be whatever. One of my worst experiences, I was so annoyed at this girl. I'd booked her, managed to go through, because there's so many obstacles.
So many obstacles
before you get to the day.
Long before you get that confirmation.
I'd got to the day finally. She was doing me 6 stitch braids at an extortionate price of £90.
That's fucking
babe,
That's a fucking joke.
But I was like, hey, I want these stitch braids. And every time I'd gone to get Kane, it's been done, and the auntie says it's not stitch. Do you know the auntie
Yeah. There is a difference.
There is all back and there's stitch. And I didn't want all back, I wanted stitch. So I was like, cool, commit to it, whatever. Booked this girl. Thankfully, she sent her address 24 hours before.
Love that for you.
So messaging, I was like, hey babe, is there parking? Just so I know if I should drive or get a train, whatever. She's like, yeah, there's parking. And I was like, oh, cool, could you let me know the street? She's like, oh, when you get here, I'll show you where to park. Great, all going well. So let's say my appointment is at 12 o'clock. So I get to, I'm driving, obviously she's got late policy. So I get to her house and it's like 11:45. I'm making good time. I'm calling her to be like, hey babe, just let me know when to park. She didn't pick up the phone. So I texted her, I was like, hey, because obviously she didn't have my number. So
the anxiety.
I was like, hey babe, and the thing is, when I book, right, I don't even try to do the podcast privilege. I do sometimes. But this time I didn't use podcast privilege. I went direct to consumer. I went direct client to consumer. So I was like, hey babe, it's Talani. I'm here just to let you know where to park. She didn't answer me back.
Oh.
I'm calling her phone, she didn't answer me back. And then she messages me, maybe like 5-2. Hey, your appointment's at 12, so we'll talk then.
Excuse me? So you can't, what?
Babe, how am I even meant to park the car?
Without talking to you?
So when 12 hits, she calls me. She's like, you can park, but it's like a 15-minute walk away, so you'll be charged a late fee.
No, babe. No. That's even making my scalp itch.
I've been calling you. So she was like, yeah, but that wasn't the time of your appointment. She's like, well, so, you should have figured out where to park.
Figured out? But see, this is what
And do you know what I said? I was like, do you know what? Don't worry about it.
Kind of service?
I was like, you're not touching my head. I was like, there's no way in God's earth that you are touching my head.
Because now the energy's off before you've even
said
it.
Do you know what I mean? Your chair when you got back and I don't know if it's a Nigerian in me. I don't know if it's my mum. Who I let touch my head.
No, I hear it.
It's very, very important
spiritual
to me.
connection.
I'm so sorry. Who I let touch my head is a very important thing to me. So I was like, you're already giving me this. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to be pissed off. You're pissed off. How nice can braids be?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Like, it's cool. You're not going to get your refund back, by the way. I was like, enjoy the £20.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I was like, enjoy the... Like, you... Like what?
It's like people have they're angry at us for wanting to use their services. Like it's just like if you don't like your job, you don't actually have to do this.
No, babe. You saying that, it just reminded me of one time when I had my hair done last year, and basically I asked the person if they can travel with me because I'd already had it done. Yeah. She's doing it, but I knew that there was a chance that maybe because they have the slots, blah, blah, that she might not be able to travel with me to do like the next part of the job, right? But I still asked. She said, no, she's not available. I was like, okay, I'm going to get somebody else to come with me just so she knows that, you know, if I'm posting the pictures, I don't want it to be
someone.
Any, you know, I just, so I'm just letting her know, right? And then they were like, oh, so are they proficient in doing this style? And I'm like, yeah, they are, blah, blah. They're like, well, if they were so good, why didn't you just go to them? I literally turned in the chair, and they said it like a couple times in a different way. I literally turned in the chair and I said, do you not want me to like book you again or something? I don't get why do you keep saying like I should have gone to this other person?
Why is there so much contempt for the customer?
Yeah, it was mad though. Like she was like, yeah, well, if they're so good, you should have just gone to them in the first place.
Sis, you're not available.
Whilst just still doing my hair now. I said, well, I saw that you do this particular style really well, so I wanted to come to you. So that's why I've come here. But like you keep saying as if you didn't want me to book you or something. Like, oh no, that's not why I'm saying it. So why do you keep asking?
I don't get it.
It's very bizarre. Like I don't understand what this contempt is for people that want to use your services and pay you for it. And even like with me, because of that exact thing, I don't like being in like debt to people when it comes to like posting and stuff. Yeah. So I very, very rarely do collaborations. And that's like an intentional thing because I'm very picky and I'm very fussy with my hair, yeah. So if I don't like it, I'm not going to post it. So I would rather just pay so I have the freedom to like maneuver how I want to maneuver. There's a few people, and shout out the good ones, Glow Lounge, MB Hair, like people that I really, really trust that I know that they're gonna get the job done. They're gonna
every time Glow Lounge is gonna do it.
Always Glow Lounge and MB Hair are always gonna be amazing. So I've built that trust. But everybody else, I can't vouch for you. But I just don't get like. Because I do think this is racialized because white women don't experience.
Do you know what? Not to make it a thing and politicize it, whatever. But like, as in, why can't black women experience something else when it comes to their hair? Especially part of us that's already so politicalized as well. Right? Like, why can't it be something that it's a safe place we enjoy, we get to go to? Because like, I hate getting my hair done.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Like, because the procedure of getting it done in the first place, like there is so much things to it. Even the things like, please drop off your hair 10 million days before your slot is even booked. You drop the hair. And then, like you said, the hair is wet when you get there.
Nothing's done. It's not even wet. They haven't even touched it.
Like they said they were going to bleach. So they're doing it as you get there. I've gone to something, they're still dyeing the hair and then putting it in their little air things to dry. Why did you get me to drop it?
Exactly. 10 days.
Exactly. And it's also like, even if you wanted to rush it last minute, fine, but don't let me see that it's not done.
Exactly.
At least by the time I come.
And also, how do you know that's even my hair? There's even, because I've been in situations with people getting the wrong closures and the wrong frontals, and people are like, no, I bought you an expensive HD, and why am I walking away with a Swiss lace? Do you know what I mean? Like all of these weird things. But I think it's bigger than hair. Like in the Black community, it's just customer service, full stop. Yeah. And I just don't know why we treat each other like that. It's like we don't value our custom. It's very, very strange.
Yeah, it's like somehow our money doesn't
It's like our
feel,
money, because
like
it's like our money's not money, but it is. It's like, because I know that people don't do this to their non-Black customers. They just don't. Like, I've seen it with my own eyes where, and also A-List is also very good, excellent customer service there. But like, I've seen it with my own eyes where a non-Black person has walked in and then suddenly you can smile, you can be polite, you can actually apply customer service, but you don't do that for your Black customers.
But you know what? It's a long time coming, even before the Insta hairdressers. And I don't mean any offense for that, I'm just trying to differentiate. Because if you remember, I remember like being younger, walking into like hair salons, like when you're not with your mum, let's say you're a teenager, and in Upton Park, and some of the women hairdressers would look like, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want? Yeah.
It's like money.
Like, just can I just do my hair? I would like to. I can sit down then. But why should it be, hey, what do you want to get done? It's really weird.
Because this is a luxury at the end of the day. Getting your hair done is, and I would think that, like, especially for us, like, you want to go and feel at the optimum comfort.
People are paying up to
people are paying stupid amounts of money,
babe.
And it's like, you're just not
that
getting.
number is triggering me.
Wow.
Like,
you're not even
500.
I will never understand.
And that's why
it.
whenever it's good, it stands out. Chrissy Bell says,
"Hey, Chrissy, that's another one."
Yo.
Chrissy
no,
Bells?
there's the girls. There's the girls.
There's the girls.
Yeah, so much so, I felt like I owed her a favour.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it wasn't even a thing of because I know it was to me. I saw how she was treating everybody.
Everyone gets that treatment.
I remember this when I was in the salon, there's another woman there. Thanks, baby. There's another woman there who got hair done or whatever, and then she had to go and catch her train or whatever. Because she's like, cool, I've put you in Uber's outside. I said, is that something you? She's like, yeah. But that's the thing. That's how people will travel from whenever
they come over globally.
I know that when I come here, I'm going to be treated.
That's luxury.
Nicely.
Yeah.
So of course I don't. And also, Black women are so used to paying for things when it comes to beauty.
Yeah.
We're used to making makeup was more expensive for us, so we buy it. Because for the longest time, you couldn't get your shade in drugstores. So you spent more money on the Max. You spent more money on the more expensive stuff. You know that doing your hair is you're not going to get a £15 haircut. You just know you're not. You're not going to spend more. So we're willing to know that we're going to spend this. Just treat me nice.
I really need to understand.
Tease me, for fuck's sake.
Because
foreplay me.
Yeah.
Foreplay me. Yes.
Foreplay me. Hi, you right, lovely. How are you? Like,
yeah.
Would you like a drink? Yes.
Even this
I've been here for 12 hours waiting,
because even just going back to Chrissy, it's like, obviously her hair is amazing quality and it is luxury, but it's like, she doesn't have to do those things. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, those are just nice add-ons that you get that make the customer want to come back. When I went there, she bought my lunch. She bought me lunch. Like, she bought me a tray of sushi. And I remember I had my money out and she was like, what are you doing? She was like, no, we've got this kind of thing. And it's just like...
Excellent.
And I'm not even saying everybody has to have that level of, but basic, do you want a drink? Do you want and I guess what's triggered this whole thing is this conversation with this hairdresser who shall remain nameless. Even though everyone's been naming and shaming her up and down, but this is a big platform. I'm not going to do that to another Black woman. But the whole thing was mad, and the fact that people even feel like they have to film an experience tells you that we go in there.
When you saw her hair half done
against the wall, because no part of me is going to the salon, and that's why I only go to the places that I really super duper trust. Because no part of me feels like I need to even film the whole experience.
Yeah.
Because why was she even filming it? Do you know what I mean? Like, the fact that she had that and she had like the whole conversation recorded. Like, you've come to someone's house and it's cold. And the girl politely has said, it's cold. You're telling her, are you anemic? And why did you dress like this in the winter?
I'm so sorry,
shaming her outfit.
I don't,
what?
I don't want to pile on.
But
that's mad.
However,
her heating was working. You didn't want to turn it on because it was during the day. Like, that's it, because we know the tariff is more expensive during the day. And if you're working from home, you don't want your heating on the whole day. Because do you know if the heating doesn't work in this country, it's a state of emergency? I'm not even trying to be funny.
Yeah.
If you've ever lived in council housing, you
It's
call them
basically
saying my
outside.
heating, they will be there.
They will be there
in 48
in
hours.
the
Just be
jiffy.
like, what do you
Because it
mean your heating is
gets
not on? Because
cold.
it gets very cold. They will be at your house and they will sort out your boiler for you. There's a reason why people charge so much a boiler because they're like, it is an emergency.
essential.
Yeah, you have to, they will come and fix it for you. So I don't believe her heating wasn't working. She didn't want to turn it off, time of his high, cool, whatever. But for what some of these girls are charging, and they seem to be fully booked,
This is what I was about to say.
you can afford a little studio somewhere. And if you're going to work from home, please try to make that as accommodating as possible. Because I've gone to a few people's houses and it was absolutely
I'm
fine.
not opposed to going to people's
There was
houses.
this girl who they were cussing her out, but I'm sorry, the girl was right. I don't know why they were cussing her out, but she was right. She talked about she's getting her lashes done, right? So she went to this girl's, the girl's doing it from the house, and she was like, I could just smell stew.
Like, she didn't wash her hands.
Like, I
yeah, that's
stew.
annoying.
And then was like, oh, you're not being very nice.
That's
I was like,
babe, no, it's not.
No,
It's like, why? I shouldn't be smelling that.
I don't get my
exactly.
I don't want to smell bangers and mash on your feet.
Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? I don't want to smell
I don't
burning.
want to smell anything.
Anything.
I don't want to smell that.
Look how close you are to my face.
Exactly. That's very intimate. And the thing is, aside from the specific scent, it just tells me you have not washed your hands. Do you know what I mean? Next thing I've got cataracts.
Next thing is that pepper.
Pink
And
eye.
you people don't have insurance. And
Why
more
is it
times you
spicy?
don't have
Why
insurance.
is it
So if something
spicy?
happens to me now, am I covered? Am I protected?
course
Like,
not.
come on, like, let's be so fucking for real. Like, you know, and we could talk about shaming culture and bringing it online. But if these things weren't continuously happening, then I'm not convinced that people just come online because they really want to just out someone.
And also, the things that are bought online are not like, oh, that wasn't this. Like, it's not like someone accidentally cutting your hair shorter than you wanted it.
Yeah, no.
No, it's either she gave me a bald patch, she called me a bitch, I was cold, she didn't give me my. They're big things.
It's actually big things,
actually, these are big things.
Especially when you're paying hundreds
of
of pounds to get your hair done.
because it's not even cheap.
An install now is 100 and like people are charging £150 to install a ready-made wig onto your head.
And that doesn't include the cane rows or washing or any of those things.
Any of that.
You've got to come there with your hair cane road already.
And you've only got to pay £30 to auntie to came out your head. You have to go get somewhere else to get it.
It's like a lot of obstacles to go and get your hair done now.
Obstacles.
So it's like when the service is not up to par, it's like, wow.
And because people are not trained, so like you're saying, it's not even a one-stop shop. So it's not like I can go get my hair nicely washed, get my hair cane rowed, because some of them actually cannot cane row. And just because you can install a wig, it doesn't mean that you can cane row.
Do you know what it
or
is?
you know that about the care process when it comes to the natural
Here's
hair.
the issue. Everything in England has
Legislation.
Everywhere else. So there is like, again, I used to work in Pro Hair and Beauty. There is a hairdresser journal where you can go report things. Like they are responsible. A lot of these girls are not responsible to any law.
Yeah.
So they've learned how to do it on YouTube. And again, I am not against self-taught. I'm not against that because some people are very, very skilled with self-taught. But there is no training. They didn't learn how to cut hair. They didn't learn how to do customer service. They didn't learn how to so they just learned to put glue on it and stick it on. And there is nobody checking that, like, hey, what if that glue doesn't go with all your customers? What if some people are allergic to it?
People are not doing patch tests.
You're not doing patch tests. Because the thing is, especially lashes.
People are winging it, man.
If
and it's
a new
dangerous.
customer,
Really
you should get them just to do a patch test.
100%.
And you should be very serious about that patch test.
Because if you're allergic to that glue and the person goes blind, now what?
People are offering fillers, and they're like, have you done patch tests?
Bro, listen, the whole aesthetics things, that's a whole other thing. Like
that's
the
a whole
hair
other
and,
thing.
you know, more like minor beauty treatments, that's one thing. But people are going to people's front rooms to get their lips filled.
Yeah,
they're going to get their cheeks filled. Do you know how fucking insane that is?
I'm going to need you in a white gown.
I'm going to need a white coat.
Okay, do you want me to tell you a funny story? Okay, so when I lived in New York, and I had a place, I had this roommate. I don't care if she hears this.
Oh,
yes. No, because basically I went with her to go and get. Well, she got her arse done. She got her arse done, right? But it was like the movies,
stuff.
like, and
was it here?
And you go to like a particular
somebody's house,
community.
Oh my God,
yeah.
through that?
And they had, first of all, the person was wearing a denim vest. Okay, like so that already blew me.
You are wearing a denim vest.
That literally, it blew me, bro. I was like, oh my God, because basically what happened was I was obviously telling her, I don't think you should do this, blah, blah. But when I went back to London for 1 week, she already went and did it. But you know how they trick you because they don't tell you a measurement of what they're putting in. They'll just tell you like a price. So if you're paying 1,500, they're going to give you 1,500 worth, whatever that
of whatever the thing is.
Whatever the thing is.
Not size.
And so exactly. So when she went back the next time, I went with her to be like emotional support. And I was like trying to ask questions like, so what is it that's going in there? She was like, the woman was just ignoring me. She even had AirPods in. And like, honestly, yeah, I was so concerned because there's no anesthetic, there's no nothing. There's a denim vest going on. Like there was kids in the house. House was crazy nice though because
she's getting that money. She's getting that moolah.
She's getting that money. And literally afterwards, she just got super glue, put it on the dots. Super glue on the dots to cover the hole.
You're not lying.
But no, but a lot of the time they're even using just like filler, like silicone filler that you get from B&Q. And that's what they're injecting.
Oh, I will just say that was not what was injected into her. I don't know what was injected because they wouldn't answer. But when it's finished, to cover the hole so it didn't bleed out, super glue, and then kitchen roll, and then duct tape, boop, boop, and then like 24 hours you'll be good. Yeah. I was like, what do you mean aftercare? I was like, so can she like sit on her bum, blah blah? She's like, yeah, give it 24 hours, and that was it. There was no pamphlets, there was no checkups, there was no nothing, and like that to me was so worrying and so scary because it's just like. The aftercare is what's also going to determine how it's even going to look.
Is her bum still in place? Like, is it?
Yeah, but it's like it's
sagging.
You just know it's not a real bum. Do you know what I mean? And like I don't know what else she's done after that or whatever, but it was just so scary for me to see it in real life and just think to myself like, if something was happen to her, I'm her roommate. I would have to look after her. Like, and I was concerned because I'm trying to get answers to questions and it's like, we don't even know what's going on.
I thought the films were exaggerating.
No. It's literally like the movies. It was literally like the movies.
There's certain things that can't happen in front of me.
Yeah,
I know. I'll start shouting.
I wanted to shout, babe. I wanted to shout. I wanted to shout and scream. I was like, why? At least pretend. At least get like a white coat.
That sounds so painful.
Put a white coat on and paint the walls white.
Something.
Do something. Give me a clinic aesthetic.
Yeah, like at least something. Even give me a fake form to fill out.
Yeah.
Oh, babe, no. That's what I'm saying. It's even cash in hand, babe.
Yeah, of course,
There was no forms.
We need legislation.
We actually do. We need some regulations up in here.
Because it's the hairdressers need it.
It's out of hand.
It's actually so unfair.
Yeah, it's out of hand. And the thing is, when you're like that, it just incentivizes people to want to out you because now I'm hearing that people are like getting together to contact HMRC to get this girl out of here and like people will take things to the next level. And you know what it is? And more time it's not about that individual because most of us haven't used that, but we all suddenly start remembering. And it's actually mad. There's not one single black woman that I know that hasn't had an experience like that. And do you know how mad that is to say that every single black woman you know has had, unless you're one of those people that's been using your hairdresser since you were 4 and you've always had that relationship. But most of us, if you're using these like new age hairdressers, everyone has got a negative story. For me, it's the lateness. Yeah. It's the, you get there on time and you're waiting for hours, like all of that stuff. And no.
And then after you've paid all that money, dealt with, then it's up putting a fucking camera in front of your face. If you don't get that shit, unless I'm so sorry, unless we have a relationship, you can't just be and then put a camera in my like. No. And if you say no, actually, I don't want to get recorded. You're mean girl. Yeah, you're going to use me for free advertising for 12 months
for something that
longer.
For 12 months. Or and longer. Also, it looks like I've endorsed it. I haven't endorsed it.
Exactly.
I didn't actually like the experience. Into it, and now you're like, flick it this way. No,
exactly. I don't want to.
No,
I always say no. I always say that's another reason why I pay because I don't want to be like. The thing is, if I am doing a collaboration, then you understand that that's what comes.
Yeah, because then you know.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's a whole different thing, and I feel like that should be considered. Like, if you want people to take pictures, because now some of the girlies are putting in their many rules and regulations. Come with makeup. Yeah. Come with makeup. Like,
no, that can't be.
There was a Twitter space on this yesterday, and then one girl was saying about how there's some big French hairstylist or something, and she's telling people now they have to come with their face beat and they have to be dressed up. Like, there's a dress code to come and get your hair done.
So are they paying the clients?
No, exactly. These times you're still paying full price. It's not like you're like, oh sis, I'll take off an extra £20 if you take pictures. Or do you know there's ways of making things seem nicer. Budget nicer.
Yeah, stop using customers. Go pay for models.
Exactly.
Go to hair model.
Go and do a shoot day.
Yeah.
Offer the hair for free and make it a shoot. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't mind meeting in the middle, but this whole thing of like, I'm paying you in full. You were late. Okay, we didn't start on time. And you're going in between doing different things. You're dyeing the bundles whilst I'm there. You're plucking the frontal whilst I'm there. Now on top of it, after I've been there for 7 hours, you want me to pose your pictures?
No, like
I'm sorry. I just think it's very despicable. Like, I feel very strongly about it. It really, really makes me mad.
It just irks me. That's like, why is it all this black woman experience?
We can never have anything.
And it's something that it's a service we're giving to each other.
Exactly. So there's no one to blame.
Yeah.
Because when the white people start doing hair, I will be going there. So I don't give a shit. Because I will go.
Let headmasters say wig and style.
I'm someone, I really, really value good customer service. I really value it. Like, I'm from that era. I'm a proper millennial. Like, I love good customer service. Like, it's really important to me. So when I don't get it, it. I will go where I'm loved. I will go where I'm celebrated. If there's a white girl out there that can do hair, I'm going. I don't give a shit. I'm not being loyal to you motherfuckers anymore because I come to, apart from the ones I mentioned who I love and trust. But you new folks, no, I'm so sorry. When the white girls start learning how to do cane rows, I'm going.
And it's going to be sad.
And you're going to have to learn the hard way.
I would
do better.
I would love a one-stop shop.
Oh,
where you can get your hair washed,
where there's actually skilled people who are all there, can do everything I want. Not that I'm going to East London for this, I'm going to North for this and South for this one. Because they're all in different regions. Or this is my pony girl, this is my this girl, this is my that girl. I just want someone who is just like, oh yeah, I'm trained. Or a one shop where it's like, oh yeah, Maurice does this.
That's fine. Exactly. All in one shop. I don't want to go from chair to chair.
Yeah,
that's fine. I don't want to go from ends to ends. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean?
Just let me enjoy my life.
No, literally, my process was like, I would go to an auntie to get cane roads, washed in cane road. And now I don't even just be letting anybody just wash my hair now. Do you know what I mean? So I use my natural hair girl. Bless, I haven't actually seen her in ages, but my natural hair girl will like do my treatment.
How much do you charge to wash your hair?
What to wash? I usually go to, like, if I don't go to my natural hair girl, then I will go to an auntie or whatever, but I take my own products because I don't know what those products are. Fair. But it's like, the other day I had a washing cane row from this salon who's been around for ages, one of those old school Jamaican She's been there for years. Charged me £40 for washing and cane row, but she proper washed my hair. Like, you know when it's penetrating the scalp? I was like, raw. Like, your scalp was like you could breathe. Relaxing. And you know when they blow dry your hair, she blow dried it really slowly. It wasn't like, like being pulled all over the gaff. But I can do that. Like, I can go to like, somewhere to wash it, then I go to an auntie for cane rows, then I've got to book a separate appointment to get my actual wig fitted, then I've got to go somewhere else to get it cut, and if I want a blow dry, I go somewhere else.
You dare want it coloured. You dare want your wig coloured.
Girl, like, I have to buy them pre-coloured. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, the colouring.
Because you're sending the wig 3 weeks in advance before you can get another appointment. Sometimes to actually just get your whole hair done, it's a 2-week process.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's something that can be one day.
Some girl quoted me £90 for a washing treatment.
Girl.
Give us that. That's about average now.
No, but shout out, I have to always shout out my natural hair salon as well. Route 1 in Garrett Lane, Linda. I don't know where I'm looking, but yeah. Because they've been doing my hair since I was 11. I've been going there for my treatment since I was 11 and the price has barely changed.
That's when you know you've got a good one, where you can stay from a child.
Yeah. You know, and like I will say, but it's still hard though because I'll go to her for like my treatments and stuff. But you know, like for example, silk press, she's not getting necessarily
it's flat.
Yeah. But I still appreciate
because those are the people that care about hair. So they're like, no, we don't need to go that close, we don't need to get it that straight.
Yeah.
Your hair.
No, we can
so I'm not even mad at that. Yeah,
but now I'm like, let's do the damaging.
Exactly. I want
a bit
damage.
risky. But when it comes to beauty, that's the one place I racially discriminate.
Same.
I'll be very honest with you guys.
I go where serves me. I'm not trying to be woke.
As in, I'm saying a certain race is doing
people do certain
part
things.
of my beauty. I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
For the longest time, it was, if I was talking to aunties, it was very unlikely I was going to an African auntie to do my weave.
Yeah.
An African auntie was doing my braids and cane rolls. A Caribbean auntie was doing my weave. A South Asian person is doing my eyebrows.
Absolutely.
And an East Asian person is doing my nails. In that world, that's just how it.
I'm sorry, no one else can thread like a South Asian. They are.
They can.
You know, I've never had my eyebrows threaded before. I've never done my eyebrows.
Do you know what?
So I miss that. I feel like I miss that experience.
Beautiful eyebrows.
No, don't ever touch it.
Yeah, don't do anything.
No, I told them not to because.
Were you ever tempted?
No, you want to know what? I wasn't, simply because when they would be telling me that I should do little things to my eyebrows, I'm like, I've seen the way that you just ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'm not going to just trust the person on a set to do that.
And they're hard to like grow back as well.
Once you mess them up, you mess them up.
Once you
exactly.
That is the one time that I'll be like, you're not touching.
No, I feel
you're not doing that.
So imagine how I felt when I was in New York when I was younger and I went to my agency for the first time. And they sat me down and they were like, oh, so your hair, and bear in mind, my hair was like long and healthy and cute. So I was thinking they were complimenting me. They were like, so your hair? I was like, yes.
Yeah. It's great, isn't
and they were like, so this is it? I'm like,
no, this is it.
Yeah. They were like, no shape. No. They started listing all these things, no shape, no style. And I was like, well, okay.
Well, I thought.
Yeah. And then you know what they did? It was literally like a movie. They literally pulled up the picture, you know, when Rihanna had the asymmetric bob. And they were like, this is what we visualized for you this season. We booked you an appointment at 4 p.m. with so-and-so. I was actually like, yeah, that
did you have to get it done as well?
No, because basically my UK agency, I taught them a lot about black hair.
I
taught them a lot. So I called Carol, the owner of my agency. I was like, these people want to cut my hair. She's like, what the fuck? This is what I'm talking about. Do they not know that black hair does not grow the same as white hair?
Yeah, I that yesterday.
Literally, I was like, okay, girl, sure. But yeah, that was the only reason why I didn't. But again, though, in that situation, girls sometimes are too scared to stand up to them. Like that appointment was 1 hour.
And why do they always want the black girls to be edgy? And like do some random edgy, like
babe. But I'm happy we don't have that anymore.
Yeah,
like, I am happy.
Like you get to be pretty and beautiful now as well.
Yeah. But I also feel like now though they're more in the like, okay, now. Before, for example, even if the hair is long and flowy for everybody else, now it's like, okay, braids or afro, which is still good. But I'm also we can evolve. You can also give us a bust down. You can do a wig too. Like, you know, like we can do that too. So there's still a little bit.
Do you know who they don't play with when it comes to her hair? Leomie Campbell does.
She's had a bust down forever, isn't it?
Yeah, she's just a bust down.
She's just like, when do you think you get to that level of the like, okay, I know what you lot do here, but I'm me.
I think
you know what I mean. Like I know how you lot want here, but I'm me.
It varies because there's some places where I can play that. For example, like if I'm doing an editorial now, depending on whether if it has an interview with it, for example, I can collaborate with them because I want the pictures to match up with who I'm presenting in the interview, right?
Yeah, fair.
And there's certain times when you just have to shut your ass up and like whatever you guys want to do, you're gonna do, right? But yeah, I remember like the first time when I was like, you know, guys, can we ask them if I can have my own makeup artist? Because I'm very, like, I've always tried to advocate for having more black hair and makeup backstage. And I remember, like, the first time that someone said yes, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, this is something.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep trying this. It doesn't always work. But, like, you know, it does make you feel a bit like.
But it's very interesting because you're saying how doing an interview and an editorial, because I think you're very much one of the, well, to me anyway, one of the first models where it's just like, you model, but we also know a lot about your life as well. Like I don't know, maybe that's because individual to me because I follow you, of course. So, but like, it's been like since for a very long time we've known about your first loves, your heartbreaks, and all. Like we've always like known that about you.
Yeah, I think though, because for me, as much as I loved modeling, I always knew that I was gonna make my name doing something else. I wanted people to know who I was. Yeah. You know what I mean? So even when I first started modeling, I have my YouTube channel, and you know, sometimes my agency liked it, and sometimes they'll be like, "Why are you showing everybody this rat-infested model part we got you?" And I'm like, "Well, why put me there?" You know? Like, so for me, it's always been a thing to like be open, and I hate selling dreams. Like, I hate that's one thing about me because I felt like Tara sold me a dream, and I was like, I'm not gonna pass this dream on to anybody else. And, you know, with modeling, it does look so glossy and nice on the outside. For me, it was very important for people to know that I'm a real person and that I go through the same hardships as well. And also that we're not rich, man. Even for my family, I needed them to know this is how I'm living. When I'm not home and you think that she's in New York living it up. No, babe, this is how I'm living. And I needed everybody to know that. So from the jump, for me, it's always been like being open has been a good thing. But nowadays...
You're reining it in a bit more. Where are you at with public relationships now?
Okay, so with public relationships, one thing about me, I can't do this mysterious. I know you guys were talking about it recently. This mysterious boyfriend thing. I can't do it.
You can't do it.
I'm sorry. I can't physically do it. As much as I can see the pros, I just can't do it. I'm like, my man's too cute, so I'm just like, let everybody just know how cute we are. But I think it's in moderation. I don't want people to feel like they can assess whether I'm happy or like if we're having an argument or whatever. I don't want people to be like, oh, see, she deleted her pictures.
Yeah, because people use that to get them like, oh wait, she hasn't posted in a while.
Yeah,
what's going on
that's
here?
what I don't want. That's what I don't want. And I feel like I got that quite right with my last relationship. Well, hell, people didn't even know we were together at some point. I was like, well, so that's a pro and a con. But I feel like you have to find a balance. I don't ever want anyone to look at my socials and be able to assess too much about my life, but at the same token.
Do you know what? I do think people think that, but you can always tell.
Yeah, you
babe,
can.
I knew when you broke up with your last guy.
No, you didn't. No, nobody knew when me and my ex. I'm like, airtime. My ex.
Ex. Maybe we were wrong.
No, I don't think people knew when we broke up.
Okay.
Because also, we weren't even aware. And when we first broke up, it wasn't a thing of like, oh, this is definitively over. Like,
you know, like we'll see.
There was too much comp-star. Are we doing this? Are we doing that? Like, there was a lot of like grey area that lasted a long time.
But you know, so just quickly going back to like speaking out and stuff, because you've always been quite vocal. So obviously we were talking about hair, but you've always talked about and like outed people about the whole makeup stuff.
Yes.
And like how like discriminatory it is backstage. Like, what is the worst experience you've had with like
hair and
makeup?
Well, funnily enough, I recently had a situation again with a hairstylist who, I don't know what kind of happened here or where her mind went with this. But she basically tried to say I owe her 29 bags. And I don't know where that
1,000.
Yeah, babe. Yeah, babe. Yeah, babe.
How?
Yeah, babe. I wish I could have done the maths on that one myself. But
how did she come up with them numbers?
Yeah, so basically it was a hairdresser. I'd worked with her for a long time. We'd done a lot of things together. We've made money together, put money in your pocket, blah, blah. But basically, long story short, one of the people who I work for, one of the production companies, basically said, you can't work with her. Like, if you're going to come back again, she cannot come back because she's too unprofessional. Okay, so this is now.
What was she doing that was unprofessional?
Well, on set, for example, if they give you like a budget for food, right? You're just order enough
just
food.
Get the Burger King, man.
Just order. The thing is, just order for yourself. Don't. Why are you ordering enough food for 4 people? And now they're bringing the phone back down and being like, so who ordered 4 fried rices, this, that? And there's only 3 of us sitting there. Like, you know, like things like that. So, and then trying to leave when like
we're not done
the job is not
Yeah.
done. I know it's long days on set,
I've just
but my
gone
God.
on set.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Like, come on.
I have to ask, are we
Yes.
going to get the clothing brand back?
Okay, lap. Yes, I think that you will get lap back.
Okay.
However, I have a new passion. I have a
Oh,
new...
tell us.
Wait,
Can you talk about it yet?
Well, I don't want to talk about it yet because I don't want to jinx it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's going to be in the beauty sphere and it's going to be for all shades, but it's going to be specifically, obviously, like there's a new product that's coming out that I haven't seen it on the market really. That's specifically for us dark skinned beautiful girls, and I just cannot wait for it to come out because you see me, I'm always someone that loves to try new things. I love to try new things, and I love to show young women as well that like you don't just have to be a pretty face, you don't have to just stay in your lane. So I'm really hoping that this new venture into the beauty industry, it goes really well. But I just don't want to jinx it yet because
no,
but I'll come back.
Yeah. But also like learning lessons from like, because I think that's the thing. A lot of people, like, I'm just going to start a business, and there's yeah, because you've been quite open about your experience with lap and all of that. So I feel like if you learn less business lessons now to bring onto this, because I think sometimes I've got this great idea, I'm going to do it, and then like the wrong people say like. I feel like there's not a business owner that hasn't been like, oh yeah, someone's mugged me up, I've lost a lot of money. I've made this fuck up and I've been burnt this as well.
Yeah, I think that with Lap, I learned so much. So I had Lap, for those who don't know, Lap the brand was or is my athleisure brand.
Yeah.
So sportswear brand, but it also had a community online magazine where women could talk about anything, be it like modeling, mental health, whatever, as long as you were a self-identifying woman. And then the money from the sales of the clothes, I would use to pay the female writers. So it was like this beautiful ecosystem. But what I feel was one of my biggest mistakes was allowing people to gaslight me into believing that I didn't know what I was doing simply because they were like older or a man or whatever. And like, I think that if someone really wants to help you with business, they're going to try and teach you as opposed to tell you that you're wrong straight away. Like, so that would be like one of my pieces of advice to any young person starting a business is that there's going to be people who are going to come around who genuinely do want to help, but there's also people who can spot your potential and just want to be able to say, oh yeah, I helped you in the beginning, when really they're not actually trying to help. I ran into a lot of those type of people in the very beginning where it's like, nah, like you're black, I'm gonna help you because we're black. But it's like, you're actually not really helping me. You're actually secretly overcharging me and not telling me the real prices. And so you're actually eating off of me without me even having anything to eat. But, you know, I've learned a lot of lessons. And I think as well, my piece of advice is always just work diligently behind the scenes and don't feel like when you first unveil something that it has to be the biggest, bestest, most perfect thing. You don't have to start off with 12-piece collection and all that kind of stuff. Just start with
and I think people compare like their first year to someone's 12th year.
And
it's going to look differently. Like this person has been doing it for this amount of years. They've learnt their mistakes and you're trying to come out at that level. And it's just, it's a myth that you're just not going to.
Exactly.
Or if you do think you're going to spend so much time like, because one of my biggest things is I procrastinate to fuck. Like it's my worst habit ever, and my excuse is often because I'm trying to get it perfect. I'm generally like,
but you can't be like that.
God,
there's no such thing as perfect.
There's that need. Everyone's saying it around like just do it and then you can make it good after. Just like especially when it comes to certain things that like, just put it out there. Not you hairdressers though.
Exactly. That doesn't apply to you.
This doesn't apply
Don't
to
be
you.
experimenting on us.
Because it's not like you're experimenting and charge me £30. That I don't mind.
Exactly.
Whatever you give me at £30, I'm like, hey, they're still working it out. But like there is this kind of thing of the like, oh, I'm not going to put it out until it's perfect. And then you just end up never doing it because you're waiting for it to be on someone's 12th year when it's just, you just started doing this thing.
And also just embrace that, you know, there's going to be mistakes. There are going to be problems. Like I had the brand for 8 years and I remember thinking, okay, Leomie, so you have this many followers. So even if like 5% buy it, then that's like, you know, when you first start, you're like,
if 1% of your followers, that's enough people.
Yeah, and like, babe, why are there still some of those t-shirts in my mum's attic now? Like, yeah, babe, like, and that's fine.
There was this picture, this girl did a thing of like really huge influencers, like as in people that have got like 3.4 million, like not like,
can't sell a t-shirt.
And they cannot sell. And that spins me though, because my mind would be as well, if I start business, okay, if I've got like 10,000, even if it's 1%, that's like still 1,000.
Yeah,
that's still like, I'm like, oh, that's still a lot of people. But so some people cannot get 0.1% of their followers to actually buy things.
But sometimes it's because they're just relying on that and the product's not actually good. Like that's not the same as Lap was actually a good brand. But like some of these other people, they're putting out trash and they're thinking that they're followers are not idiots. Do you know what I mean? They're still consumers. And sometimes we just like to look at you. I don't want to buy your business. Yeah. I don't think that followers convert into like engagement or sales.
And I think a lot of people make the mistake to think
they probably because I can look at your page all day. I can use you as reference points for your hair and makeup, but it doesn't mean I'm going to buy what you're selling. So yeah, I just think that's.
And I think especially when it's like influencers who sell a lot. So I don't trust anything.
Sometimes
every other week there's a new thing that you told me to buy.
And the thing is, now that you have your own thing, it's like, how am I going to know that?
Exactly.
And
I don't believe that you use that as well, like, because there's certain people that they'll like bring out their own thing, but I don't believe that you use it. I believe that you're still going to high-end places for your this, for your that, and then this is just some cheap tap that you're selling us, but you're not even using it. Like I have to really believe that you are a consumer of your own thing.
What do you think about the whole, because I think it's especially women that suffer with this more, like women founders have to have this personality to sell their stuff. Like for example, like I'm sure he does, but I don't know a lot about the founder of Gymshark, for example. I don't know much about him. I don't know if he's like thingy. But I think with a lot of women founders, they have to go online and be like, this was my day. And they have to be liked for their products to be sold. And
because women have to just be likable in general.
I
think even out,
buy your things. It's even like, I'm going to say a name because of what it is. Even like, let's say MVD or Cortez, they don't necessarily come across as nice men.
No, not
they don't present themselves as nice men. They just do what it is they want to do. If you like it, like, buy my clothes, you need to like me. Like, in fact...
If anything, sometimes it
Clint
works.
doesn't want to be like... He's kind of like, no, leave me alone, don't chat to me sort of thing. Which good looking boy, jeez. I feel like it's cool that they get to do that. There is not a woman founder that can tweak the way Clint does, do any, and will still get sold at things. Impossible.
Yeah, I think it's the socialization of women.
It's the socialization.
Yeah, she has to come online and cry about how hard they are. Before people are like, let's like, you cannot be... Clint would literally say, your waist, fuck you.
People don't buy my shit.
People still buy it.
But I love that for him. I really do love that.
I mean, it must be nice.
It must be able to women don't like, especially if I'm making quality, why do you have to like me?
I think it's deeper than just like having products.
I know we can't do it.
I think it's deeper than just making products. I think it's like innate in everything we do. Even if you're a boss at work, like you will get a label of being a bitch if you're, if you know what you want, or if you make demands, whatever. It's just not something that men don't have to operate.
But it's another thing founders have to add.
You're
doing the business.
But I think that's something that comes if you want to be the face of it. But it's still unfair. But even if you're not,
and even if you're not, then it's actually still harder to sell it.
And I think people have to be faces.
You kind of have to be faces of it. People need to know the story behind the brand.
People like the founder journey, and people are interested in that type of content though more so, which I think it's a pro and a con. I think that I've always enjoyed being able to take people on the journey with me, but not because I'm trying to make them buy the product. If anything, I'm just doing it from a business standpoint to show people like this is what kind of goes on behind the scenes with business. But now with this new product that I'm about to bring out, I've made sure to incorporate into the marketing strategy that I'm going to do founder-led video content, because I want people to actually know that I actually put the work in. Because that's also another thing.
Not just putting your name on something.
Exactly. So that there's so many things. Whereas I think with a man, people just assume straight away that he must have put the work in. Which is kind of crazy.
Because I see women founders online, I'm like, you lot are fighting for your life.
Pouring yourselves out there.
And I get it. And it does. It just have to be like, it just has to be part of our brand, as well as doing all this business stuff, trying to do numbers, bring out new products, and then I have to sit there and make content. And get people to like me.
I don't know how you bring a new product to market now without being like a visible face of it. Like how? I think obviously it's not impossible, but I just think to find quicker success, there has to be a story that people can relate
Also,
to.
I don't know the stats here, but I'm going to say it. I don't know the stats or whatever. I'm fascinated by the stats of how attractive the founder is as well.
Oh, yeah. That's going to help. Depending on what you're selling.
Depending on what it is. Yeah.
If you're a woman and you could just be selling clothes, it will go faster.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If you want to attract
if you look good in that
who then
thing,
puts that out as well.
If you put it on and it looks good.
Yeah.
And
I get it, it's the aesthetic that people want to see thingy. But there are ugly fat men.
Yeah.
Who like ugly, repulsive looking. Who are founders. I'm so sorry. Who are founders and their things are selling off the shelf because they never have to come on and sell their looks as well.
But then we can get into, when it comes to that, we can get into anything though. Because then it's like, why is it rappers just get to look however they want to look?
Yeah,
and they just put on a watch and they put on a chain. Yeah. You don't even have to perform. There is a rapper out there who is sitting down on a chair.
A rapper concert is the worst concert to go to.
Oh my God,
no effort, no vim.
They're just walking up and down.
They don't
give dance.
And then people are going to be getting onto the girls like, oh, she can't dance as good as so-and-so. She can't do... And it's like, bro, so come on. Oh, her lace is showing. Oh, this... It's like women
because the grief they gave
each other so much more.
Performances when I was like, men rappers don't perform. Whereas they used to give Summer Walker such a hard time about her performance. I was like, the girl can sing.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
She
sort of
sat
thing.
and singing and people are mad.
Oh my God, I really wanted to ask you this when you brought that up. So I saw a thing, I think it was from that film about supermodel men.
Sleeping men. What? Supermodel men?
Yeah, okay, model men. And someone said something about like modeling is the only world
where women get paid more.
Where women get paid more than men.
Yeah, they do.
Really? Yeah,
they do.
Like one of the only like industries.
They definitely do, but then it's also like, well, I should hope so. See, we're the ones who
we're
get like,
we're
getting hoarded out. Like literally, okay. Like that's, well, we are. We literally are. I feel like there's so many reasons for that, but let's be honest, like women are the biggest consumers of fashion industry as well. So of course, naturally. Number two, I feel like the work that we have to put in from the very jump is so much more than what a man has to put in. Like, as you said, we have to learn how to walk. We have to change our style. We have to do all these different things where it's like, you can do all of that and still not be successful. Whereas at least for a male model, I feel like, they have to go to castings and stuff like that, but they don't inherently have to change how they look. They're not really told like, this is going to be your look for the season and da-da-da-da. Whereas like a female model, they're coming in, they're going to say, you have to change everything about yourself sometimes in order to maybe get a job. I don't feel like men have that. Like they cut their hair if they want to. They're not told by an agency you need to cut all your hair off to be signed. Whereas they will do that to a young girl.
Apart from Tyson Beckford.
Oof.
Yeah, who else is there? Like a big male model.
That's it, Alton Mason. That's that's the other biggest one. He's like female Naomi Campbell.
Think of them.
David Gandy?
David Gandy, yeah.
That man,
he was beautiful.
Beautiful. And Well Man has been working with him
for years.
I want to know what that
is a permanent
is.
check. That's like that check has been going for long.
That contract is sensational.
He must be making the money.
He has been the face of Well Men.
Yeah, millions.
4 years. He's a good. David Gandy was a good.
Yeah, and the thing is, he can do that forever because it's
kind of the more he ages, the more he can be like,
then now he's going to be doing the 60 plus.
Yeah, and also they don't deal with ageism like the way women do. Exactly,
they get the term for a beautiful old lady. We don't even have one.
They're just always trying to like make everyone youthful all the time. Making age gracefully,
which is a shame. But it's like at the same token, black women do it so well though. So I'm at least
I
happy.
know, at least like a few years in you.
Like that's one thing that I'm just like, at least we age really, really gracefully. But it's so sad that women as a whole feel that they have
the same for you.
Yeah, you look so...
Thank you, guys. I'm 32.
Oh, you're a baby girl.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were a lot younger than that, you know?
See?
I think you were younger than that, but you're still a baby girl.
I'm 32. I just turned 32 on Valentine's Day.
Wait, so how long have you been in this industry for now?
Since I was, 14, 15. So more than half my life, literally.
That is crazy.
You have...
you've worked.
Yeah.
And you have worked.
And I've seen it change from like social media not being there. Like I literally remember being able to go to clubs in New York, no makeup, underage, be partying up, living my best life, and like no one's gonna know about this. No one's gonna know. No one's gonna see. No one's gonna know the good and the bad. I've been through. And
is it as seedy an industry as you think it is?
Maybe not. You want to know what? Yeah, probably.
Really?
Because it depends on. Because I'm in it, I'm like, what would we consider seedy? Stuff that I think is normal is actually not normal. So do you know what I mean? So I actually have to think about it. But I would say that it is as seedy as people think. But one thing that I think is different is people are like, oh, it must be so bitchy because blah, blah. But I don't think that the modeling industry is more bitchy than any other industry at all. Because I hear about people who are working in finance. They have the same problems as girls who live in a model apartment. So I wouldn't say it's more bitchy. And if anything, I found that there was like, it's kind of camaraderie, especially amongst like young Black models when we were first coming up, because nobody will understand how you feel apart from another Black model. And they would try so hard to pit us against each other. Like that was a thing.
I was going to ask you about colorism and racism and stuff like that and how it kind of like shows up in that world.
Well, when I was coming up, they'd say stuff like, make sure you don't go into a casting before or after another Black girl because they're going to get you confused. Like that was just normal. And I'm like, okay, but the thing is you're just accepting it. Like you're not even seeing it as a racism thing, but they'll have 10 blonde girls. They can all go in back to back. And they will know the difference. But then like I can't even go in after a light skin girl. They're like risky. Like, ooh.
Not like, okay. Because I can't tell 10 blonde white girls apart. Do you think it's something in us that means we can't tell them apart? Because then they can't tell us apart.
No, but I think that there's a difference. No, I think that
because theirs is deep-rooted in racism.
Yeah.
But do you think there might be honestly, I'm telling you, there were some 10 white blonde women that I do not know who's who.
Yeah, but I feel like they can see, for us, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I can see some girls and I'm like, ugh. But the thing is, I'm still gonna at least try.
We'll try to be like,
I'm gonna try.
Mine is more like mousy, brown-headed white men.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay,
I could not
get
tell
them.
you between Brian, Charlie, I haven't got a fucking clue.
Yeah, but then the thing is, they do all have the same hair.
They do.
But these ones actually do, but then you'll have like 2 Black women that blatantly look very different.
Of course.
And I find that to be very disingenuous and just very coded when people do that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just... I mean, I get it on a surface human level. Yeah, like that can be a thing, but it's also not.
Yeah,
I mean,
if your job,
exactly. If your whole job is to look at people intently to pick them for a campaign or a job or whatever, you can't. That one can't run in that space because that's your whole entire fucking job to book people. Us that are just on the street. Do you know what I mean? If I do see 10 mousy-headed white men, like that's not my job.
Them ones, they look like, wow, I couldn't tell you who's who. Man. Like, because I feel like it's the people I see the most when I'm in London.
It's
like a blur of them consistently, and in the same black suit. When it's summer, the blue shirt and the sleeveless little puffer jacket, gilet.
Gilet.
They love a gilet. A baby blue shirt and a gilet. I don't know who's who. Come on now.
With some Ray-Bans.
You fucking will. How the fuck am I meant to know? And a chest pass rucksack. How am I meant to know? People got the same uniform on.
No, exactly.
So there is that. And we're going to do the wheel with you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, when did it even get brought in?
It's like magic.
I know.
Don't even notice it.
Sorry, just one quick question before we go to the wheel. What about like, is there like a conflict of interest with like influencers coming up in the space as well?
Yeah, I feel like there definitely is it's definitely changed things. But in my mind, I just see it as a model, if you want to make sure that influencers aren't taking every single thing that you want to go for, then you need to put yourself out there in some way, shape or form. And I know that sounds bad, but it's just like, as a model, I personally do feel that you should do more. I do think that not every.
I just want to model, man.
Yeah,
I
do
more.
think
you never just not want to model.
There should just be regulations on things.
No,
man.
I never wanted to just model because I feel like when you have that, then it's almost like you're always gonna have someone telling your story. So I'm not saying that they all need to be selling beauty or whatever. If you're a writer, make that your thing. Like just let people know that you're more than just a face. Because if you're just a face, they can just flip flop you, interchange you anyhow, and that also messes with girls' minds too.
Yeah, I get it. Oh my God, tell me about Victoria's Secret.
Love it. Like, I'm sorry, no one could ever make me say a bad word about Victoria's Secret. I bloody loved working with them. They were so fabulous, and they were one of the only brands that, you know, the idea of how models get treated. That's the only brand that gave it to me.
So it feels like glamorous.
Yes,
like, do you know what? I'm so happy you said that because that would be such a disappointment if it wasn't.
Yeah,
no. So glamorous.
I loved it.
Is it like a model? Do you know how actors have that? They want to be the first on call sheet. Is Victoria's Secret like a model? Like you want to get? Is it your wings? You get in Victoria models?
Wings.
Yeah, you get your wings.
Yeah, you get your wings.
Yeah.
Getting your wings is like a thing. Yeah.
Does everyone have wings?
No, not everybody gets their wings, especially not like your first show. You wouldn't necessarily get wings.
You have to earn your wings.
You have to earn your stripes a little bit, but I feel like it's a little bit fluid. Like you know, of course, it's not super strict, but when you got the wings, it's like especially when you got the big things. I remember like. my big wings that I got in China, they were so heavy, and they were like, you know, if you can't walk with them,
I've
girl,
got
the
this.
way I was
I've got
don't you worry, mate. Yeah.
So wait, you got the call like, hey, you're doing Victoria's Secret with
I
your wings.
cast for it. No, so this is what happened. So I cast for VS 3 times. I got on my 3rd time. And you want to know why? I feel like the 3rd time I was not playing with them. The way I got these little clipping extensions, blah, blah.
I did my little
makeup
that they want.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I literally said to them, 3rd time's a lucky charm, so I better get it. And they laughed, and I was like, okay, they could be laughing because they're not going to give it to me or because I'm going to get it. And so then I got it. But my first show, I can't lie. Shout out to me for carrying that poncho, but I wanted to have my whole body out. So imagine I saw the underwear hanging. I remember my fit and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have my whole body out. And I saw this poncho on the side. I was thinking, that's not for me. They was like, yeah, the poncho goes on top. I said, oh my God.
My titties out.
Yeah. And then I just did a little shimmy shake. But then the next year, that's when I got my wings. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so they
yeah,
ponchoed me the first year, but they winged me the second.
I mean, you were there. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's a huge accomplishment as a model.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I like watching their shows.
Oh,
it's very epic.
Because it feels like a caricature of modeling to me.
Yeah.
Like,
it is. No, it is.
Bouncing the walk and the hair. I'm like, oh,
exactly.
This
but
is
that's the thing. I like the
caricature
glam of
modelling.
it all. Do you know what I mean? Because like sometimes, like with obviously fashion can be so subjective, and sometimes they can go down like so many different. You know, there's so many different looks and routes and stuff like that. But with Victoria's Secrets, it's just always glam.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
hair, big, beautiful makeup, just very like, yeah,
Do you know
I love
fashion
it.
shows that I hate? Let me know what the experience is. When it's like they told the models, if you smile and you're like,
Yeah.
act like this is the
I've
worst
seen some
day.
strange
And
Balenciaga
like,
ones,
why
man. I'm
weren't
like,
they just-
what in the
Yeah,
devil is going on
It's
here?
kind of sad that
Fucking
they took the personality out of girls' walks because almost like the body thing, they feel like it's distracting from the clothes.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes.
Well, it makes me want to buy things more. When
that
I see
looks
like really
more-
colourful
yeah.
poppy shows, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
this is fun.
That makes me not want to
agree.
buy.
Yeah.
I agree, but it's just a cycle, isn't it? Like, look at how even brands are changing their logos from colourful to more simple. I think it's
Yeah,
just like this whole
true.
stripped back thing they're trying to do.
I don't like it, you know.
Yeah, no.
Make fashion fun
They are
again.
taking the fun out of the fun, individualism, and like just
The vibes.
The vibes,
everything out of
yeah.
fashion. Even the whole like, it wasn't long ago, we was all like, yeah, I'm too old for PFT now. PFT
We
now,
might not be anymore.
now decided
The
to
rebrand,
now
No,
be-
that
babe.
rebrand, no one asked for that, you know. I'm not gonna lie.
I find it fascinating. This
It's very
the
strange.
personality has just been wiped
Honestly.
out of
But
it.
I
It
want to
really
know
has.
from like, I would love a psychologist or someone to just break down the trickle down because this is coming from
It's
like, is it the
reflective of the
economy?
times.
It's the
this,
times
that?
and
It's
it's
the times.
the economy for sure. The
Yeah.
economy for sure. The politics.
Yeah, it's the
Because
political
it's
thing.
where we're in the more conservative times now. And you can tell, I think there's a whole theory about it, the short skirt theory. I don't know if it's called that. But they're like, depending on the literal financial state of the world, can actually go in line with how long or short skirts we're wearing.
Yeah,
Like
I believe
there's
that.
in line
But
with
it is because it's not lost on, it's not a coincidence that like the things that people are talking about are in line with more conservative fashion.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All of this stuff about now all of a sudden everybody wants to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, the
everybody
traditional
wants
wife.
a rich husband that
I
can
tried
buy
that.
them a
Yeah,
bag.
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
And you
like
have to dress feminine.
and you have
Yeah.
to be
Your
to be
feminine
feminine, your
era.
feminine energy and all of this stuff. And I saw this TikTok and shout out, her name's Prinny Ray. So I'd like to give people credit.
shout out to
And
Prinny,
she
yeah.
did a really, really good like I guess video on TikTok about like how with this whole Pretty Little Thing rebrand, how isn't it interesting how when they were using BBL baddies, everything was cheap. Like the prices were cheap. Now all of a sudden it's whitewashed. If you look at the rebrand of the Pretty Little Thing website, it is completely whitewashed.
Not a bad
And the thing
inside.
that's so
Yeah,
bad, and the thing that's so
right.
mad is,
Right.
yeah, the people that are really into it, like, you know, Brett and the twins that are really into like sustainable fashion.
Oh, yeah.
One of them, I think it's Brett, he did a TikTok on it as well. And apparently nothing has changed about the process, about the fabrics.
Yeah.
It's just the price point and the styling.
It's the styling,
that has changed.
yeah.
But Prinny Ray made a point and she was like now it's whitewashed. You've got all these white models, and suddenly the price point is through
Higher.
the roof.
No, it's elevated.
It's elevated.
Yeah. No, it's elevated.
Like, and it's just like you can't remove race from these things. Like, it's
Yeah,
just racism is just
unfortunately, yeah, it's
everywhere. But I
everywhere.
don't like it. Like, I'm nearly 40, so I should be wearing oversized blazers and doing that. But I'm sorry, 22, 23.
Bring the vibes
Well,
back
like,
into
have fun, but you're really
Yeah.
good with that, Tolly.
Like,
Like, you have so much fun with fashion. Like,
Yeah.
you wear so much color. Like, you've
do you know
got
what it is?
great
I
style.
realized it's when I stopped trying to be sexy, I dressed better. When my aim wasn't to be sexy or to look slimmer.
Yeah.
I think when you're trying to look slimmer and you're trying to be sexy, there's a certain thing you wear because it's the like,
And
then when I decided that, like,
yeah.
actually, I'm not dressing to look slimmer. I'm not dressing to be like, oh, let me just keep. Then you play with shapes more, you play with color more, because you don't care that it might make you.
You're not trying to
look bigger because I'm not trying to prove a point to be like, oh, look how slim I am. When I'm trying to prove like, oh, look, I've got no waist and a big bum.
And that's very exhausting.
Yeah, and I was just like, it improved my sense of style so much when I was like, stop trying to be sexy and stop trying to look slimmer.
Dress for yourself.
But I really do need fashion to be fun again because I get it. And the thing is, I'm not mad at trends. I get it. Like, that is how the world operates. Do you know what I mean? Like, things come in and out of fashion. But I don't like the fact that it is very much juxtaposed with like the times. Like, I don't like that we're buying into it. I think that as women, we should actually be pushing against that.
Push against it.
Like, push against it. Like, I'm sorry, not everybody, and you know I'm really big on this whole femininity thing. Like, I really fucking hate that narrative so much. Like, I just think it's very, very scary about people trying to define what your femininity looks like and people trying to put you in a box.
Backwards.
And it means you need to, I just feel like it's so regressive.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we, like, stand up. Like, stand up. Like, at 25, you should not be wearing a power suit to brunch.
Even though I was wearing power suits in secondary school, thinking it was a
style.
But
it was
because
that was a
wanted
trend. That was the time. We did business casual was a time, but it was still, we were having fun though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean? We were, at least we were dancing and sweating out our wigs. We were actually having fun. But now everyone's very serious. Everyone wants to provide a husband. Everybody wants a Birkin and everyone's wearing box blazers. Like, let's have fucking fun.
You're really good at that with
You're so fun.
Exactly. Being a model has made you very confident in how your body is seen.
Yeah, I think that modeling definitely made me just feel super just like, I don't care.
I'm a model.
About a boob,
like,
who cares? But I will say though, it's made me very hyper aware of my body. And as much as, for example, like now, obviously I know I'm still a skinny girl, but I can notice like if I gain an inch, I can tell. Not that I don't like it, but I'm aware of that. But one thing that my body is never gonna do is stop me from like expressing who I am. So whatever I wear, whatever I want to wear.
Yeah.
And people hate it or love it. Yeah. I don't know where I should be looking. But yeah, hate it or love it.
Things about your dressing.
Oh, babe, you already know the blogs.
That's what I hate.
She needs to put some clothes on. Please, you can do it too. Like, no one's stopping you from taking off your clothes, being free, being whatever. But I personally, if I want to have my arse cheek hanging out,
it's so weird. But you know when there's like a big event now and suddenly random people that know fuck all about fashion that can't dress are doing fashion police. I'm like, please sit this one out. I don't need to see 20,000 reviews.
Also, I don't believe in fashion police for Black British award shows. I don't believe in
I don't.
We do not have.
We don't have.
I don't.
We don't have the skin. We don't have the thick skin either.
Yeah, we don't have the thick skin because it's too small. We don't have we don't have the reach to reach out to bring design.
We have to pay. We're paying out of pocket. We're paying out of pocket.
A lot of people are paying out of pocket, which is why you see a lot of house of C because what people can afford.
Yeah.
Also, this might be a shocker to you lot, but not many people are earning that much money.
Yeah.
Why does she get a stylist? Because she can't afford.
I agree.
Why don't
to
they
pay
make
a stylist
more effort?
£500, £1,000 because she can't even keep.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
People don't keep it.
Yeah,
they're hiring it.
That's what I'm saying. And actually, that's a good point. Not too much on us Black people just trying to make it.
We're just trying to make it. We don't have, a lot of people don't have that money.
Yeah, it's actually.
And there's a lot of events and not enough money to go over. Yeah.
Telling me to wear Scaparelli. Where am I getting Scaparelli money from?
Exactly. No, it's actually very true.
Where are people getting Scaparelli money from?
And also, I want people, especially in the UK, to be very aware that like the US and the UK are two very different markets, especially when it comes to Black creators.
Yes.
They're making, the US as a whole, they're making way more money. There's just so much more opportunities, everything. We're really actually just trying to get by
But
here.
literally so many people are trying to, but you might see them and they're talking at it. A lot of people are just trying to get by. They are not affording a £1,000 dress for an award show
for one night.
It's not possible.
Yeah. We're not absolutely doing that. And then people come and be like, oh, how dress this, how this is that. And like, luckily for you, you're a model, so designers will want to dress you.
Yeah, but it's also like, I've been going to events now for literally more than 10 years. When I first started going, I wasn't, I'm going there. They weren't trying to dress me. I'm just going in my own little situations or whatever. So like everyone, as you said, like it's a journey for everybody. Exactly. And I just think it's so unfair. Just because someone's been on a TV show like a Love Island or whatever, doesn't mean that their life hasn't changed overnight.
They're even the ones that have more like privilege. Let alone some people that are not even, not necessarily.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Pay for that.
Yeah, people need to. I definitely agree with you on that.
And then you're comparing it to the Oscars. They're getting dressed
like
girl,
Oscars,
literally
big
houses.
Designers.
Oh, they should be dressing like Met Gala. This, that, babe.
With what exactly?
Like literally with
where are even the tailors?
With what?
And
Like, go
also,
away.
just to be clear as well for people, that sometimes in these situations, when you see people who are dressed to the nines, this and that, they might have a contract with, it could be a hair partner, a makeup partner, someone who is going to fund that look for the night. So even if, you might see someone and one night they are looking amazing at the Momos or whatever, and then the next event you're like, oh, what's going on? Maybe because that one time they've gone with, exactly. So just take it for what it is. Yeah, 100%. It's not easy.
Especially in the UK, man. It's when I see the critique of it, I'm like, oh, just let people, like, if only you know even how long it took for them to even get that one that they want.
Like, even to get the invite, it's even hard.
Bro, it's nice to get the invite.
Other thing.
They start thinking, and then be like, oh, why is she wearing this just because she can afford that one?
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why she's wearing that one. And I'm just like, I have a day off. But sorry, no, I should be your body. Does your body still feel like yours?
Yeah. Yeah, my body's never not felt like mine, even when I knew that it was considered like a commodity, because my industry is so much about like a meat factory, essentially.
Yeah. That's why I asked. Yeah.
But no, I feel like my body's my own, and I feel like even in that space, I had to fight for my own autonomy. I had to fight to let people know, like, you're not going to do this to my hair. I am going to change my makeup. I don't feel comfortable with this. I had to like learn to take back the ownership of my body. And I think when you first start out as a model, you're too scared to speak up. So that's when it doesn't feel like yours. But as soon as I found my voice, I was like, this is mine and you can't take this away from me. But I think that every woman, everybody who's listening to this should have that thought in their back of their head, like, you own this. This is the one show that you've been given. It's yours. Like, don't let anybody ever take that away from you.
Do you still carry like makeup with you just in case?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. You want to know what? Like, sometimes straight away, I'll just ask, can I have my own hair and makeup price? Whatever the job is, I always try and fight to have my own hair and makeup. But if not, like, my bag's always going to have something.
Like, if we can't get out and I'm making my foundation.
It wasn't you that said you put, like, coffee on your face. That was the...
No, it was hot chocolate.
Oh, it was hot chocolate. No. It was the other... Oh, never mind.
No, that was somebody else.
That was somebody else.
No, somebody did it to them or something. Right?
Yeah. I know exactly who it is, but...
That is mad. So, I mean, stand up.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, do you see what I'm saying?
I sat there.
No,
I let them put hot chocolate.
And I let someone put hot chocolate on my face.
They're actually sunning you by doing that.
But that's
literally
that's literally
no.
It's
black
if
tape.
I sat
like
there
literally like
and allow them to put
and someone said, oh, we don't have a match, you're gonna put some hot chocolate on your face. I would call the police.
Yeah, that's
assault.
This is a hate crime.
Just call me a nigger. It's a hate crime. Which means you put hot chocolate on my face.
And even if that did happen, I would take that to the ground. And I share a lot. But
and the reason why I take it to the ground is because when I'm telling it, I think people are gonna ask me, so what did you do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
My answer is, I just
let them. No. That can't be
your answer. Someone's getting punched down. I'm calling the police.
Yeah, it's a hate crime.
Like, straight away you're calling your agency to be like, I'm sorry, but they're putting chocolate on my face.
But that's what I'm saying. I learned from young, you cannot let these people play with you, because they'll play in your face. Like, they'll play in your face, they'll say anything to you. And sometimes they're literally doing it just to see what your reaction would be.
Will do,
Ooh, quick story. I'll never forget. Ooh, I have 2 stories, but I'll tell you this one. I can tell you both, but I'm like, which one's just the most like shocking? No, so when I was doing Fashion Week in Germany, I was the only black girl, and like the lip was like this neon pink lip. Already the makeup's already looking ashy as fuck. Like, so I was already looking like hell. And I said to them, like, like, is it possible for you to adjust the tone of this pink to actually suit my skin? Because it was just insane. It was giving like glam gollywog. Like, I was like, what the hell is even going on right now? Do you know what I mean? So I was like, is it possible just to adjust it? And then they had the audacity to be like, oh, why do you want to change it? Because you don't like the size of your big lips. I said, wait, what? And they were like, and then they went off and they had a meeting about it, and they came back and they were like, yeah, okay, so we're going to fix it for you, because they thought I was self-hating on myself. They basically went and had a meeting. They came back and they were like, okay, so we are going to adjust it. They got a Q-tip and then they like took the edge of it off to make my lip look smaller. No, and I was like, that was not the issue.
That's your internalized racism.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And they were like, yeah. And they patted my arm and they were like, I hope that you feel more comfortable now, because like your lips look smaller. We can understand why you weren't happy with the color. And then I remember literally like crying, because I was like, I can't even believe this is happening to me. And I was like, it's not about the color it's not about the shape of my lips, about the color. And they thought I was just saying that. They were like, sure. Yeah. And then I just had to walk the show like that, because they were literally like, no, we're not. We've done the adjustment, just to make it smaller. Of course, these pictures do not exist. I never uploaded it. It's just gone. But I never forget in my mind thinking, this is racism.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is.
This is racism.
And also, even the convincing us that you had such big lips.
Like, how was that even the first thing that came out of your mind?
My lips were so big. And mature men is realising that, wait,
Exactly.
they're actually
regular,
just
beautiful,
just
juicy, and
regular
nice actually.
lips.
But the gag is everyone filling them now. That's the gag. I'm just like, oh my God, are you taking the fucking piss?
Yeah.
Really? I got
Insane.
called rubber lips
No, they used to call black. We used to
all the
get called
time. They used to
rubber
make fun of our
lips.
lips. And now everyone is getting them filled. And I'm not opposed to no aesthetics, but it's just mad.
It's just
such a mad full
irony.
circle moment. The
What is
irony of it
growing
all.
up that someone's calling you rubber lips?
Rubber lips, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh,
Rubber
Look at your
lips. You know
rubber
how mad
lips.
that is?
And then the worst one was the fucking black boys that joined in and started calling
Yeah.
black girls rubber lips.
Ooh,
Do you know
we
what?
get
When I
into
think of
that.
those times, I have to think about it as that, like, you know what? The black boys are fighting for their lives.
Everyone's
as well.
fighting,
That's the
yeah.
only way I can justify it.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you know
they were
what?
getting their little black
Okay,
Exactly.
you
can't
have
beat them,
their
join
comments
them.
Because they were like dark-skinned boys who were darker than me, who used to call
And
me
being
blick.
colourist. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so bad.
It's just jumping on something.
I
so
must believe that it's that everyone's
deflected.
fighting for their lives. So if they cuss someone, people don't cuss them. That's
100%.
what it must be.
But that's
because otherwise
definitely
doesn't
what it
make any
was.
sense to me.
That's definitely what it was.
Because there's no way
Deflection
you
at its
believe
finest.
this.
No way. Like, you're not looking at me as someone who was darker and being colorist to me, unless you're literally just deflecting.
All boys with bigger lips than me, but I hate
Yeah.
rubber
Yeah.
lips. Sorry, sir.
Like,
So,
babe.
sir.
Look at yours.
Exactly. Look at you.
Like we got match face to face can go with these
Exactly.
lips.
Yeah,
So what the fuck are you
it's
talking
mad.
Go
about?
lip
It's
for
actually
lip.
mad though.
Yeah.
If you think about
Go
it,
lip
like,
for lip.
we can literally talk about that all day too. Just like
Mm.
how internalized
Yeah.
that all was. I just can't even believe we were just living life like that.
Yeah. And then you were
And
just
just thinking it was-
expected to be normal and happy.
Yeah.
But because it was a different time, we did crack on with it, but it's not
We
okay.
cracked on.
It doesn't make it
Yeah.
okay. Like, it's only in hindsight you look back and you realize that was mad. But at the time, it was survival in the playground.
Yeah.
You just had to just get by how you could. And if it meant joining in. I was never one that joined in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't face any of that really. 'Cause there was
Yeah.
no black people in my school.
Oh, fair.
There was like 4 of us in my
Fair,
whole
so you
entire
just-
school. So I just didn't really
I
experience
faced
that
it
kind
a
of
little
like
bit, but
black
I
on black stuff.
started fighting early.
Yeah, it's like punching
Yeah.
people up.
I hear
So
that.
when it was known that, oh, she will punch you up,
I
it
hear
was kind
that.
of like, there's
Yeah.
no point. Yeah. Like I just like, okay,
Yeah.
let's fight.
Let's go.
Yeah. Like, this is the only way I was gonna survive. I had an accent because I'd come from school in Nigeria.
Oh,
so I was
yeah.
like, oh no, you're not gonna fuck me. No,
Yeah.
not
Let's just
today.
do it.
Let's
Today.
fight.
Yeah. And I
So
hear
then when
that.
it gets known that, like, oh, she's just gonna start
Then
riots,
people
it's not
just-
worth
yeah,
it
yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
The will that we brought here.
The will, I know.
Okay.
What's your song?
What's the song?
Oh, I realised we have something, but I want to sing it
What
again.
was it? Okay.
Go. I'm
Oops.
spinning
That was a
around.
really bad spin. I'm so sorry.
Move
Let me
out
go
of
again.
my way. I know you feel me because you like it like this. Who was your first kiss?
Oh.
Spicy.
Oh, first kiss. I've kissed many a lip in my time.
Many a lip.
Don't know if I remember my first kiss, but my first kiss to note was it him? It was secondary school. I think I was like 15, or maybe, you want to know what? I don't know if there was one before this, but shout out to the person who I lost my virginity to. I'll just say it was him because I can't remember. There must have been someone prior to him, but I feel like, shout out to Akeem. We're even still friends. Shout out to you, man. Like, I feel like he was like one of my first kisses. So shout out to you, Akeem. Wasn't the best. I hope that you've improved if you watched this.
Yeah.
But it was still wholesome. It was a wholesome vibe. So
Aw,
shout out to
that's
him.
cute.
Akeem.
Yes.
Do you know what? Do people remember their first?
I don't
kiss?
know my first
I
kiss.
remember my
Do
first.
you?
No, well, I remember my first proper lips with tongue.
Yeah,
But I
maybe
don't
my first
remember, like,
proper
my first,
lips.
like,
But I don't remember my first.
I'm like,
peck.
No, no,
Just-
I
yeah.
don't
I don't
remember.
remember.
I'm trying to like
Yeah,
take
I
my
don't
tongue
remember.
around. See
You
the
mean you
brings out the
taste your
memory.
lips?
Yeah,
Like,
and then just like,
what was it,
you
Harry?
were proper lips.
Adam?
Okay, so what was the best? Sorry, I'm spinning my fake wheel.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember like your best kiss from when you were younger and your worst kiss from when you were younger?
I remember my worst kiss.
My worst
Why?
kiss was my first kiss.
Was it your worst?
It was very
Okay.
wet.
I remember my
Oh,
worst
yeah.
kiss.
That's all,
I
yeah.
remember to the point that I know his name.
Oh, that's
Like,
terrible.
his first and last name. I was in a mere year 9.
I thought you said his name was Amir. I was like,
I
Shah.
was in year 9. He was in year 11. Important. We were, so when we used to
so you
play,
thought
I
you
used to
were
play
gonna be
basketball a
trained.
lot as a kid, right?
Oh, I love basketball.
And so we used to like share the minibus. So like,
Yeah,
let's say,
yeah.
So the 11 boys had a match and we had a match.
Mm.
So we took the same minibus. Then.
Yeah.
So on the way back in the minibus, there was like traffic or car accident or whatever. And then they were like, oh, let's play truth or dare.
Okay.
So I'd always known this guy liked me a little bit, but I'm like, "Mm, whatever. So it's like, oh, read it, blah, 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 to kiss, blah, 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 blah. And before I could even say, okay, he's ready.
Oh, he really swallowed you up.
And I remember
No
he-
crap.
No,
Gobble,
he'd
gobble.
been swallowed. Like, he was a big lip guy.
And shout out to our big lips.
Yeah.
But sometimes I can't lie, bigger lips doesn't always
They do
mean better
be
kisser.
sucking you in.
So
My
I
God.
promise you, when he eventually left
suction.
my face, there was that saliva around my nose. There was like it was just like it was like. Like the sucking on my
your
lips.
face.
Yeah. And then honestly, there was just like saliva all around me. I remember it till this day. I'll never forget it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that's making me feel
That was
ill.
the worst kiss.
Yeah.
That sounds
I've had another
bad
bad kiss as an adult and I had to mid-kiss. I was like, yo, calm down.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going anywhere, man.
I was like, yo, like, yeah, you're here now.
Calm
Like,
down.
relax. Yeah, I was like, yo,
Calm down.
calm down.
Okay, one last question.
I don't like kissing like that.
I love kissing.
Most cringe thing that's okay, most cringe thing that's happened in the bedroom with someone. I'll start.
Go.
Oh my God.
Okay, so cool, doing the do. Can't lie, I'm rocking as well. Because this is our second time. The first time, absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But I thought, give it another while. Rocking as well. Like, you know, need to slap on the AC. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you go do that,
Oh,
blah,
damn.
Oh, you were rocking as
Yeah,
well.
innit?
Yes. And then, cool. So I'm already laying on my front, which is very important. So, you know, whatever. I'm just like hanging off the edge of bed. Check your phone a little bit, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm already in a position where, like, if you want to move into a certain position, just
You
grab the
get-
hips,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
up,
yeah,
we're
good to know.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets on the bed and he goes, I'm going to get on my knees now.
To do what?
So I've turned my head. Exactly.
Why you
Huh?
gotta do too much,
I
man?
said, what?
To do what?
I was like, what? He's like, and go behind you? I said,
Wait,
you mean
what?
doggy? He's like, yeah. And like literally, no joke, my pussy flaps literally curled on itself because I couldn't even believe that he literally gave me like this weird like
Oh,
audio.
he
Like,
said,
I'm gonna go
but
from
he
the
kissed
back
mine,
now.
He thought it was talking you through it.
no, I don't think so. I think that he was very much just not even talking me through. He was just letting me know. Like, he was more excited. Is this how
Oh,
it's
yeah,
done?
yeah, yeah, this is the next step.
I'm gonna get on my knees now, huh? And get behind you. Doggy.
No, that's
Yeah,
that's
that one.
awkward. That's
Yeah, it
awkward.
was terrible. So your
Guys.
turn.
That is
I don't know
awkward.
if I've had a cringy, massive cringy thing.
I don't think I've had anything that cringy.
Oh, damn. I
I'm not
take the
yeah.
cake.
No, yeah, you took one for the team.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm still mortified by fanny farts.
But you just had to moan over it.
But it depends on the kind of fanny fart it is. Because there's a little, because like sometimes the fanny farts that are like airy, like that you can tell that that's like friction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But the ones that can be mistaken for a fart is actually very embarrassing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's probably that.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, and I think like just, you know, the men have like they've never been here before.
Yeah.
I guess it's the same kind of world as that. I remember once, like, there was no way this man was even going to kiss me. I was like, please, I just want to taste you. Get the fuck.
Oh,
get
that's
the
embarrassing.
fuck.
Don't
Yeah.
beg.
Like I said, like,
Don't
he
cry,
wasn't
don't
even
beg.
gonna touch these visible lips, let alone the ones that are in hiding.
Yeah.
Get,
You know what I mean?
get away from me. like, no. That, speaking of rocking world, I'm so sorry I did not start with this. How fucking dare me? I didn't start with it, but I'm going to end with it.
Let's end with it.
Usher, September 28th,
There goes
Paris.
Oh my God.
So, I'm in Paris, my 34th birthday,
Oh my God.
with a bunch of people. We are like, cool, we're going to go see Usher. Great. Best night of my life. Making plans, whatever. We're at the concert. So as you know, if you ever saw the clips from the Usher show, Usher goes into the concert and he walks up and down and does what he needs to do, whatever. So we're there, like first thing we see Irene. So we're like, oh my God, it's Irene! We're like, it's Irene! We're clapping. We're seeing Irene in a big screen and Usher's singing to her. Like, that's our girl.
Yeah.
And then Irene does the very,
I'm here for work.
I'm here for work. I'm going to work with you. Like boss lady moves. She's kind of like, I'm flattered, but Usher carries on dancing, whatever. And then Usher goes to Leomie. And I feel like, I'm going to let you take the story from that, but I feel like you've waited your whole life.
Yeah.
for
Yes.
that moment.
From
because
childhood.
You fucking
She said, fuck,
smashed it.
let's fucking have
No,
it.
because you want to know what it is, yeah. You know how at the time all those videos were going viral and the girls would be acting all shy or jumping into their boyfriend's lap. I'd always be like, nah, if this ever happens to me, bro, I'm taking it. Like, I'm taking it. But you know, you think to yourself, you're not really gonna do it. Like, you're gonna do it.
No, you did
No,
it.
but you want to know what it was. Hair on point, outfit on point. I came ready.
Like a vixen. You like a
Yes.
video vixen.
And people ask me,
Beautiful.
oh, was it planned, blah, blah. No, there was other models in the building. There was Emrata, like Paloma. Like, there was other
Talani.
baddies. That Talani was there. That's what I'm talking about. Talani was there. But you want to know what it is? The whole night, yeah, I was enjoying. I was dancing. And I kept trying to force eye contact. But I didn't think he was working. I would be like,
look at me.
Yeah, but he wasn't looking though.
Yeah.
But then I feel like, in that moment when he was looking in the crowd, again, I was like, body roll. I was like, okay.
See me, baby. See me.
And he came, and then we caught eyes. We see Irene's there, so I was seducing already. I was like, please. When he climbed across those chairs, I said,
yes, fucking have it.
Boom, grab the chest, boom. And I'm not even like a dancer like that. But I was like, Leomie, just do what you can do and just make it look cute. And I loved it. And this is the time when me and my ex were come
start. I'm in Paris. You fucked up.
Exactly.
It was that. It was given that.
I'm in Paris with Usher, the Usher show.
But you wanna know what's so mad? People were like, so if everything was good between you guys, would you still have done it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Anyone that gets upset
and
about that
even I
is
even asked my boyfriend about it. He was like, yeah. I was like, so how would you feel if that happened? He was like, I think that you probably just still do it because I know how much you're just a model. It's like a job, right? And I'm like, yes.
I think it would be fine to do as a job. But I think, Audrey, if as commoners, Usher comes to you, start what? Nick is not happy with you.
No.
But why not though?
Why you're not doing
No, I wouldn't. But mainly because I don't know how to dance like that. I wouldn't want to embarrass myself.
But just imagine you just pulled it out of the bag and you just thought, if anything, I'd make him even more mad.
The thing is, it's awkward though. Because if I was with my girls and I just happened to get targeted, what would I do in that situation? If I'm with my husband, that's a whole different thing. If I was with him.
Yeah. No. You're with us. So that holiday, you wasn't pregnant and you came to Paris with me. And Usher came to do dance with you in front of you in that moment.
The thing is, I probably
just do a little
I would entertain, but exactly.
Just like
I
wouldn't do what Irene did.
I'll just be like,
little one too. Nah, me. I would
entertain.
Take it to the moon.
I'll just start going.
You took it to the
I wasn't letting it end. Even when I thought, he might stop. Let me switch the flow. Let me switch the flow.
You were going in. I remember watching yourself.
But you want to know what it is? It's like, that is like a childhood dream. You know, when you're younger. And I used to watch like shows and like I'd see like LL Cool J or someone like bring someone on stage or whatever. It was my dream for that to happen. So when it was happening in that moment, I did it for my childhood self.
Yeah, good for you.
I was a freaky little kid, so I would have loved that. If I was a child and I watched that back, I'd be like, you did it exactly how you would have wanted to do as a kid.
And what's nice, she looked
you look
thank you. If I didn't have a good outfit on, I don't think I would have been able to give it. If you did all of that,
and let's say your hair was janky, that would have been
it would have been really bad and embarrassing.
It literally looked like it could have been a music video.
That's what I wanted to give. I wanted it to give like Naomi Campbell, Michael Jackson, keep it in the closet.
Yeah. Did you do one?
Music video?
Oh, I want to badly. And you want to know what's so mad? Like, I've been on option for so many rappers' music videos, but for some reason it doesn't work. But I'm available.
Give me a
dream.
Not the UK ones.
No, y'all. I'm talking like
rapper music video.
Okay, dream rapper Future. But like it has to be like a very good thought out music video. There can't be any other girls unless they can just be like
yeah.
But I'd need to be the main video girl. But yeah, I would love him to do like a really good high fashion music video and I'm just like his dark skin just like in the car.
Yeah, in a fast car.
Yeah, like that.
That is
and I love Future.
Smoky eye.
Yeah, you know. So him but I'd also like to do like a weekend, like The Weeknd, because his music videos are really good.
He only ever has models in his videos.
I've been an option for, I'll tell you one last funny story. So I was an option for his music video. After I did Victoria's Secret with him, remember when he did the album where he had a music video for every song? Yeah. So I was put on option for like various videos for his, but one of them.
What does put on option?
So like, they're like putting you on hold.
Like an option.
So like, you know, and you have to send in the casting video, blah, blah. Didn't get it. And when I saw the music video, I know why. Because the synopsis was like, okay, we want you to do a video you like running, right? Or like imitating that you're running. There's me putting on my horror movie bag. If you watch the video, I was like,
oh, you were running away.
Right against the wall.
Oh, but they meant like sexy running.
So in the thing, I went to my friend's house to even an actor to even give me more of it. I was even going against the wall like
you were giving scared, honey.
I was giving scared, honey. And when I watched the thing back and I saw the girl's hair flowing and she's just running through like something, I was like,
you didn't get that brief, honey.
Oh, I didn't get it. And I'm sure when they watched it, we're like, who is this crackhead?
Why is she running so hard?
Literally, why are you running? But yeah, they weren't specific enough for me. So yeah, hopefully this.
That's the only reason
I can see the Future one. To be fair,
yeah.
I have a thing where my reason why I like Future is because I like when Future is toxic in a way. So he'll be like, oh, he'll buy you an AP to prove a point. Okay. Like,
thank you.
I said, you're being toxic. He's being toxic to you.
Thank you.
I like toxicity that benefits women.
Yeah, exactly. At least
he gives that.
Out.
Like,
at least he gives good gifts.
Yeah, like, I'm going to buy an AP so niggas know that's mine.
Okay. Thank you.
That's toxic, but I'll take it.
That's your problem. That's your money.
Literally.
Because we will wake up soon and
that's
still be
fine.
mine. So,
and that's fine. Exactly.
I just have to have no expectations with that guy.
Yeah. Have you seen a girl?
She's going off. But
gorgeous girl.
But you want to know what? Like, she got her little AP.
Yeah.
She got her little situation. I don't know why the rant has been going on for quite a while now.
How did they put 2 and 2 together? She's also Davido's strawberry pajamas girl.
Who?
Yeah, I don't know how they put. Yeah.
Actually, I'll put 2 and 2 together.
It is. Yeah.
She is. Every day of my life, I think about why Davido was doing.
I know. What was he doing? That is her. Yeah, the girlies love her though.
Apparently she's a great story.
She's a good story.
Yeah, I haven't cared enough about the future story to listen, but apparently
same. It's
really
very long.
I just watched
very long.
What's their beef?
Oh, I'm not quite sure what the beef is.
They used to date back in the day.
Yeah,
and
on off for 5 years.
Yeah, on and off.
Something.
Trying to like have ownership over her, and she's basically like, no, like it's not happening. And then he called her, and she filmed the whole thing.
Yeah, and he picked up on the first ring.
And then so she called him, and he picked up on the first ring. I was like, I don't know you. But
well, that's not true though, is it?
Exactly. I mean, come on. And yes, the girlies are loving her.
the first ring of someone you don't know, shouting I don't know you.
Exactly. I mean,
let's be for real.
Yeah. Let's use our senses.
But Future, if you're watching this, comment.
Exactly.
Also, I'm much better looking in real life than he is in videos.
Oh yeah,
much better
he's
than
cool.
Jesus Christ.
He carries himself well. He's cool. Like he's cool.
Yeah, proper. And he seems very nice.
Yeah, he's very nice.
I get why girls fall for that.
Yeah.
Completely get why girls fall for that. But anyway, this is it.
I know we've
gone overtime.
Sure have.
But no, it's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. I love it
when
here.
the baby is out, please, as in the brand.
Yeah, I was about to say. No.
Not child. Your beauty
my
baby.
beauty baby. Yes, I'll be sending you guys as well.
Yeah, we're so proud of you. And honestly, like I showed you this picture. It's been over 10 years that I've been following you on stage. I'm incredibly proud of you.
And I'm so proud of you guys. Time to give you your flowers. You're so fabulous. And you literally inspire everybody just to be themselves as well. Be authentic, be fun, be fabulous.
Yay! Oh my God, you're such a mother.
You really are.
What's that host?
You're a host.
Be fierce, be fabulous.
You're a presenter.
You are such a host.
Yeah, you really have.
That is it, honeys. It's been your girl 22.
Just call me Audrey.
And Leomie Anderson.
Ow!